Dick Vermeil and Jack Arute. I'm Brent Musburger. Welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska. The final Big 8 game is between OU and the Cornhuskers. Nebraska taking the opening kickoff. They ran for 11 yards on a one-hop pitch that Green bobbled, picked up, made a first down. Now you have come in time for 2nd and 3 after a 5-yard penalty against the Sooners. So this is the opening drive of the game from the shotgun. It's Mr. Excitement for a first down. Frazier.
Brent, from the shotgun, they're going to run the sweep like they just did there. They're going to run a draw from there. They're also going to run a counter play, all featuring Frazier as the running back. He runs the ball extremely well, very quick. He's elusive, and he can make the long run. Plus, they say he's as tough as any running back they have.
First down. The ball is at the Cornhusker 43-yard line. Frazier with the play call, and now OU gets settled in its defensive backfield. Good run defense that time by Baron Tanner from Athens, Texas, the junior lineman.
This defense has done a good job in defense in the run, Brent. 92.9 yards a game given up. That's good defense, number 5 in the country, in fact. But defensing the run and defensing the option are two different things. The option adds a totally new dimension to defensing runs, Brent, and if you haven't seen them all year, they're tough to prepare for in just 1 week.
Now on 2nd and 10.
He does a lot of audibling. See the fullback move?
That's Makovica. There's the toss now to Green. Green finding a soft corner. First down, Cornhuskers.
These wide receivers do an excellent job of blocking downfield. Ron Brown, the receiver coach, told me that they average 55 blocks a game. Wide receivers knock down blocks. Again, tight option play. They're going to force him to pitch. Now they have everybody blocked downfield. Wide receivers doing a nice job of blocking, gives him that cushion to run up for the first down.
Into OU territory. First down at the 43-yard line. The offensive machine that is Nebraska this year. They last lost in Lincoln back in 1991 to the Washington Huskies. Frazier brings the option. Phillips, who's just checked in, his first carry on a cutback. It's a beauty to the 29-yard line, and another Nebraska first down.
You know how long Tommy Frazier holds onto the ball. Just the last second he pitches it, and they don't want to pitch it back. They want to pitch it downhill because that puts the running back closer to the line of scrimmage. And when you pitch the ball to Phillips, you're pitching to a class running back. This guy is an excellent, excellent running back. Late pitch. See, they force him right there. Now he turns upfield. He gets up, he gets blocks downfield from those receivers, and he's a big, strong guy that can put it in the end zone.
Here's the 7th play in this drive. The Huskers keeping it on the ground. They have marched to the 29-yard line. Lawrence Phillips for about a yard, and he is hit by the middle. Kelly Craig throwing him back. Now, how ready was this Nebraska team? Well, let me go back to their last practice. You know, they had last Saturday off. Their final practice featured what coaches described as 20 minutes of hell, an intense battle. Coaches had to break up scuffles on 4 consecutive snaps. Afterwards, an assistant coach said simply, I wouldn't want to be Oklahoma. 2nd down and 9 now. Frazier going to throw his first pass. Complete. Right into the middle, and all alone, Mark Gilman of Kalispell, Montana. It's 1st and goal, just outside the 10, make it an 18-yard gain on that pass to Gilman.
Demonstrating his athletic ability that time. Play action pass, gets outside, under pressure, turns back. He's a right-handed passer, turns back now, and throws this the hard way. Under pressure, turns back, and throws a strike coming back against the grain. Real nice job of hitting Mark Gilman right on the money. Hard to do this. Hard to do it under pressure, let alone turn back and throw against the grain like that.
Brian Schuster, the Cornhusker fullback. He is in front of Lawrence Phillips. Now Frazier makes the determination up at the line. Lester Johnson and the whistle.
Too much time.
Yeah.
But when they get down here in the red zone, obviously, they put it in the end zone.
Dead ball. Delay of the game on the offense. Still first down.
you wouldn't need a red zone.
Their red zone starts at the 50.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter with this
You
one.
can see that 67 times down there, 54 scores, 45 of them touchdowns. They know where the end zone is, and they execute. And they don't beat themselves very often. They're plus 12 in turnovers. Normally, option teams turn the ball over more.
So the penalty brings the ball back outside the 15-yard line. First down all over again. Frazier slips a bit. Long pitch, awkward. Phillips has to reach up for it. Can't really get started because the pitch was up so high, and he's out of bounds on the 16-yard line. And so this is not a typical Nebraska scoring drive right now.
On the play, that brings up second down and 15 with the ball on the 16.
Oklahoma and Nebraska are scoreless right now. This is the first quarter, and this is the opening drive for Tom Osborne's Nebraska team, unbeaten through 10 games. This is the 10th play. A penalty hurt, and now it is second down and 15 for Frazier out of the shotgun, and he flares to Phillips. Phillips trying to find an alley and cannot. He's down at the 13-yard line, and it is going to be third down.
He didn't get the block he needed from Clester Johnson that time, the slot man, number 33. Normally, Clester is a much more efficient blocker. This time, he doesn't make the play. If he makes the block, then Phillips is going to get it down inside that 10-yard line.
Down to 12 with the ball on the 13-yard line.
Checking back in is Mark Gilman.
You notice how much more success the defense has had at stopping the stuff they run right on them, inside tackle and tackle. They've had trouble with the perimeter plays.
Riley Washington is slotted over on the left-hand side. Frazier looking in that direction, looking, goes to the end zone, and he can't connect with his wide receiver who had run from the slot. That's Riley Washington out of San Diego. And the Cornhuskers settling for a field goal, and Oklahoma, a 33-point underdog, has to feel good about that turn of events.
Whenever you can force these guys to a field goal, you've done a good job offensively, especially when they get down there that close. Now, this field goal kicker's pretty darn good. He doesn't miss many.
This is Chris Brown out of Southlake, Texas. A freshman, number 35, a 31-yarder.
4 for 5 from that distance this year.
On its way, and it's perfect.
The 3-point goal.
Nebraska scores first, but the Corn to handle the ball for the first time here against Nebraska. Brown, who nailed that field goal to put the Cornhuskers up by 3. Now here's the big return weapon for the Sooners, P.J. Mills, and let's see what the Cornhusker kicking strategy will be here today. Mills is standing back near the 3-yard line, high and short. The wind held this one up. No chance to get there, and the catch is made at the 26-yard line. And so the young man, who probably is a little more comfortable on the road than he is at home, he's been the target of the Bluebirds. Eric Moore, the freshman, he has one more interception than a touchdown today, will dash out here to lead Howard Schnellenberger's offense. And the backs and receivers today, Gerald Moore and James Allen, are certainly two talented backs. We take a look at our Chili's lineup for the Sooners of Oklahoma here today. Now 1st and 10. They bring an end around right away, and Mills is hit at the 15-yard line by Grant Wistrom, a defensive end from the state of Missouri, who was not fooled on that play. The offensive line for OU, Dick, shapes up this way.
Harry Stamps is their best and most consistent offensive line, my friend. He's a good blocker.
Well, the Huskers sure weren't fooled by that. This defense was ready. Farley, one of their leading linebackers, you can see. Nebraska coming up to press at the line of scrimmage, trying to confuse more if they can. The left-handed passer out of Dallas, back. Mills, got it! Great catch at the 42-yard line, the spark that OU needed.
Well, Gary Nord, the offensive coordinator, said they were going to go after him early. They weren't going to play conservative. They were going after him early, and they wanted to get the ball deep. And when they went deep, they wanted to get the ball to Mills. He'll be at the left side of your screen. They get good pass protection. Now, you'll notice he's a left-handed passer. He sets nice. He throws with poise, and he gets it over the outside shoulder. Really tough for Tyrone Williams, number 8, to cover it.
Nothing to pick up a quarterback's confidence like this hookup with Mills. First down out at the 47-yard line.
He's checking. He's audibling.
The formation is strong to the right. And the jitterbug. Allen out to the 49-yard line. So the defensive backs for Nebraska today. Michael Booker there on the corner. And Tyrone Williams, who's an outstanding corner on that other side. So Howard Schnellenberger comes in here having squared off with Tom Osborne just once. That was when he was the head coach at the University of Miami. That's an unpleasant memory for Cornhusker fans, because behind Bernie Kosar, the Canes won a national championship in a great football game, 31-30. Now Schnellenberger under fire in his home state comes in here. Moore fires, and it's incomplete. Terrific defense that time by Tony Phelan, the free safety from Omaha.
Tony did a real nice job. They play a lot of man to coverage, a lot of man-to-man. My thoughts, for them to win this football game, they have to win the turnover battle. They've got to be plus. They've got to control the clock and keep their defense off the field.
Listen, that is their second penalty already today, Coach. They've had 95 penalties against them now. I mean, the numbers are unbelievable. 13 fumbles, 13 interceptions.
Repeat second down.
They're killing themselves.
Well, being -8 in the turnovers as you come into this ball game, there's no way you usually have a winning season. The only way you can win when you're -8 in turnovers through a year is have superior personnel, and they don't have that.
I mean, here they are rolling along, doing a pretty good job. And then they get hit with a penalty. Second down now and 23. Moore from the shotgun.
Intercepted.
Touchdown, Nebraska. 7-0 is Jamal Williams. Steps into the end zone for the first score.
They tried the wide receiver screen. He threw that blindly. Bump and run coverage out on the top. He's going to come down inside now. They're going to try to pick the right here with Alexander, number 8. They threw it blindly out there, and this has been their problem all year. Jamal takes it in. That's the 5th touchdown return from with an interception for Nebraska this year. Christmas came early.
And Brown adds the extra point. And like that, thought he said, can't predict it. I'm pulling too hard for the Chargers to win it. Starts at 9 o'clock Eastern time. He's up here scouting talent. I've told him already, take Tommy Frazier. Make him the next Cordell Stewart. He listens to me, doesn't he, Coach?
Oh, I'm guaranteed. Everybody listens to you.
Except my wife.
Yeah.
You know,
I was going to say that, but you beat me to it.
High Hopper picked up at the 14-yard line. Penny is smacked at the 25-yard line. Trying to
You know, they kick off a lot during the year, Brett. They kicked off 62 times, and they've only allowed 16 yards of kickoff return. Everything they do in this organization is good.
You know, Dick, I want to go back to what I just said jokingly about the next Cordell Stewart, because I do happen to now believe that there is a spot open on some teams for an exciting player like Cordell. He's given the Steelers a lift, but you told me something else about Frazier. We'll develop that storyline as the game unfolds. Right now, the Sooners down by 10, trying to get something going. So they pull, and that safety is eaten alive. What defense. Phelan, the free safety, is all over the back.
What effort Jared Tomich, the defensive left end, made that time. He couldn't get right at the play, so he leaps over the potential blockers and comes in from the backside. Real fine effort. Here he is on the top of your screen. Follow him closely. Talk about effort to win. He's at the point. He throws him. Continues up over the top. I'm going to get a piece of you any way I can. Nice job, Jared.
Oklahoma with 3 rushes and minus 11 yards. Gerald Moore and James Allen are quality running backs. Gerald Moore, the last ball carrier.
They're going to run out of time.
And now the crowd in on top of them. And timeout. And here in the state capital of Nebraska, the Cornhuskers just keep on going and going. The big red machine pummeling OU right now. Second down and 11. Huskers up by 10, favored by 33. Unbelievable in this rally. And now more firing, and it's almost intercepted at the 41-yard line by Michael Booker.
Grant Wistrom, the defensive right end, did an awfully nice job of maintaining his discipline and pressuring and keeping the quarterback inside the pocket. Here he is right here. They come down to pick him up with the guard. That's Carollo, 68. But see, he keeps leverage on the play and keeps the quarterback inside him and still puts pressure on a very good defensive play.
Fullback Michael Rose checking into the OU backfield. Moore's going to try it again, and he's sacked at the 9-yard line by Jared Tomage, who is having a monster of a game right now. This crowd is alive. John Saunders, what's happening?
Play, and a tie would have knocked North Carolina from bowl contention. Brent.
All right, John, I'm sure we'll get more on that story at halftime. Here we have had a punt from the end zone, and the return is by Mike Fullman. He is out of New Jersey, one of the many youngsters from the East Coast who have found happiness playing football out here for the Big Red Machine. Tom Devaney got the show on the road, and Tom Osborne has just picked up from there, trying to win back-to-back Associated Press National Championships. And Tommy Frazier, 31-3. Now let's go back and talk about him, because I mentioned Cordell Stewart, and you said, hey, he may be better than that.
He may be. You know, we might be wrong in writing him off as an NFL quarterback prospect. He throws the ball pretty well.
Yeah, you get the feeling that he's an option because of the attack Nebraska features, but you watched him in practice.
And throwing the ball. I mean, his touchdown and interception ratio is excellent. Batted down.
Is he tall enough to play quarterback in the NFL?
6'2", 210, and the upper body extremely well built.
Well, here's our Chili's backs and receivers who he's got. Lots of eye backs. And that, of course, is the famous running back position. Amon Green is the freshman, having a great year. There was controversy in the suspension of Lawrence Phillips. Back with the team now. He has also played today. As usual, is a great offensive line. You're looking at one of the best. Aaron Graham, all Big 8 center again. 3 years he snapped it to Tommy Frazier. They're very good friends. Frazier now coming down, cuts it back inside to the 46-yard line. So this will put them in a throwing spot here on third down.
And they do a good job of converting third down situations, you know, but they're just as apt to run a quarterback draw.
Let me ask you, Jones, good player on this OU defense. Have the kids on the defensive side of the ball, they quit yet? Have they gotten upset with the offense?
They haven't quit. No, they won't quit. Jones is a good player, very good player, but his knee is bothering him a little.
Okay, Darius Johnson, good one on the corner. Larry Bush not bad on the other side, but Darius can play a little bit. He's on that all Big 8.
He's had a good career, 12 interceptions in his career.
Well, Coach, here it comes, 3rd and 6 now, and Frazier back in that shotgun.
Got it.
Fires right there to a diving receiver, Cluster Johnson from Bellevue, Nebraska, the senior.
You know, I was talking to Tom Osborne the other day, and I said, Tom, do you continue to call your own offense? Do you continue to coordinate your offense? And he says, you know, when I quit calling my own plays, like this play right here, and I quit coordinating my own offense, I'm going to get out of coaching. I'll retire. I'm going to do it until I get out of coaching.
You believe in that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
That's 1st and 10, and Frazier hauling the option. This is Phillips, and he broke the first tackle, but he was cut off beautifully that time.
Travian Smith really made a nice play from the defensive end, you know, and Brent, you know, he's not a big defensive end, but he is a state champion in the 200 meters at 225 pounds, and he showed that quickness coming inside out on that play. My victory key is obvious. Just play the way you've been playing all year and you win.
Forget that.
Run the option.
How about show up? Come on, give me a break with all that stuff. Come on, Coach, for crying out loud.
Hey, we've got to keep our producer alive in the truck
I
counter.
can,
We've got to keep Kim alive.
Kim Belton down there. He's your producer. Nice to have you along. Bill Webb, back from the World Series. They did a heck of a job with that. He's our director down here today. They're calling all the shots. Got any complaints? Send them your faxes. 2nd down and 10 now for the Huskers.
See, he's audibling right now. Nice over the left there. He'll throw it quick.
Three-step drop and bingo right into the hands of Brendan Holbein. It was hit by Simpson.
See, when you run a sophisticated option offense like Nebraska does, you restrict the number of coverages from a defensive standpoint that they can use. It almost eliminates most man-to-man coverages. So you get those guys spread out like that with 3 wide receivers, and you just pop those quick ones.
Got injured sooner, and let's go down and check in on Jackaroo. Jack?
Well, Brent, take a look at this crowd. A sea of red, and it isn't for Oklahoma. Of course, it's for Nebraska. Over 75,000 strong, and you talked about the fact that this is the 209th consecutive sellout for the crowd. But consider this fact, if you will. In the state of Nebraska today, this stadium becomes the 3rd largest city in the entire state, behind Lincoln and Omaha.
And Jack, this great tradition comes to an end. For the next 2 years, Oklahoma and Nebraska will play the first Saturday in November, when this conference becomes part of the Big 12. 4 teams from the Southwest Conference join up. As Phillips has said, there's a penalty flag down, so this one is coming back. Dick, let's talk a little bit about that Big 12. You and I are going down there to Texas A&M next week, and also the Baylor Bears and Texas Tech will join up with the Big 8. Going to split into 2 divisions. Going to have the 2 Oklahoma schools will go down into the South, and so they'll be matched up with Texas and Texas A&M. There are your lineups. And Tom Osborne is the only one who didn't vote for a championship game. He figures that if you had 2 unbeaten teams, one in the South, one in the North, you got a better chance to make some big bull bucks. But nevertheless, there will be a championship game, and I think that's going to become a monster conference.
Hey, just look at the conference right now. Those 12 teams, 6 of them are rated in the top 15 in the country.
The Sooners better get better in a hurry, Coach.
They got a lot of work to do.
All right, after the penalty now, it's 1st and 18. Frazier gets great time, throws it to the end zone, and broken up down there. Reggie Ball, the intended receiver, and Larry Bush at Oklahoma was your defensive back.
Larry did an awfully nice job on that. Took him on one-on-one all the way down the field. No help from the safety. The ball's thrown nicely up there. They both go after the ball. Both good leaping ability, trying to get it up at the top. Good concentration by Reggie, number 7. He tries to come back down with it. But you have to credit Larry Bush. Nice job there.
He's probably watching Michael Irvin yesterday. Did you see that catch in the end zone?
I saw the fight.
Very switchy.
God.
Going out a little bit. 2nd down and 18 now. Phillips is over to the left of Frazier, and Tommy going to try to run it and see if he can find some seam, but he cannot. Short gain out of bounds at the 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long.
See this defense. When you attack them straight away, they tried to run the quarterback counter that time. They are very solid in that front 7. The linebackers, Brent DeQuacy, Tyler Peters is very impressive linebacker, and Broderick Simpson led them in tackle right there. 108 tackles. These kids can play, but the option game sort of nullifies them.
But it's tough on a good defense, Coach.
Well, they
it's
get
tough
worn
to
out.
be on the field.
Yeah, they get
and your
worn
offense
out.
has got to get some first downs, if nothing else, if you're going to play this Nebraska. You can't be out the field.
I think it affects them mentally as much as anything.
3rd down now at 14. Tommy quickly to the pocket. Great protection. Diving attempt, but it's incomplete, and it will be 4th down.
Now, he threw that low and out in front a little too far, but there was a defender trailing number 33, Clester Johnson. He threw it where he had to throw it. Now, it didn't have to be that low, but if he throws it behind him, it's an interception. See, he turns his back in the secondary now, going through the play action. He locates him downfield and throws it out there. Nice touch on the ball. Defender right behind him. He can't throw it behind him. Good, George. That's why he throws very few interceptions.
Well, with a 10-point lead on 4th and 14, Nebraska decides to go for it. Against that wind, a little too far out for the field goal. Didn't want to pooch punt it. Frazier's got time, high, incomplete, and Oklahoma takes over on the 32. But that's not showing a whole lot of respect for this offense when you just give it to them on the 32-yard line like Nebraska's doing right now.
Well, you're looking at an offense that's averaged 384 yards all year. Actually, their offense is better than it was last year. But they're turning the ball over too many times, Brent, to beat anybody. And then they had block punt problems, 6 of them on the year, 4 of them returned for touchdowns. You know, Howard Snellenberger has had a real headache. But, you know, he's the kind of guy, given time, he'll battle back and get him straightened out.
When you're shut out by Oklahoma State in Oklahoma, that is a headache.
That is a headache. Bigger than a headache. It's a tumor.
First down and 10, and they run the delay now. This is Gerald Moore.
You're running a Christian Peter inside there, number 55, the big tackle. That's a headache.
Well, a big week of college football continues here on ABC. Tomorrow, there's two big ones for you. Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Florida. If you got one of those little dishes, you know, one of those little, you like to watch the NFL, that's a big package. I'm going to tell you, they got the college football up there. Give them a call, and then later come on back and watch the Skins game. Jacobson, Pavin, Couples, Watson. That's always a fun event. Now it is second down and 9 yards to go. They'll run the toss, and Moore is eaten alive by Wistrom.
Woo! What a football player. The coaches told me he was a good player. Charlie McBride, the coordinator, said, you know, I've got two fine defensive ends, and they're both back next year. Here he is in a three-point stance right in front of you at 98. Takes it on, good athlete, whips the blocker inside out. Good tackling for him, bends his knees, keeps his head up, and plants him. Rushing yards.
Unbelievable.
They came in averaging 211. But Nebraska's only been given up 81.
244. What a freshman class that has now become a group of seniors at Nebraska. They're going to look back on this bunch. They're going to set all kinds of records. This is unbelievable. I mean, they are just dominating Oklahoma on everything that they come up with.
They are so quick on defense. That time, two Nebraska defenders, they prevented the other guy from intercepting the pass. They are so quick.
Tim Daughtry back into punt again. He's the sophomore from Midwest City, Oklahoma.
For the Sooners, number 88, Tim Daughtry. For the Huskers, number 12, Mike
Fullman and Benning back deep to return.
Nice punt.
That wind in his back and a fair catch made at the 25-yard line. And Damon was wrapping that ball up so it didn't get away from him, and now the Nebraska offense trots back on the field. Some earlier games today. Mike Alstott with a big one. John will tell you more about that controversial ending to that game on our halftime show. Boston College pulls it out against Rutgers. And on the West Coast, we'll see that game. That's the second game of their doubleheader out west. So don't look for that coming up because, you know, you want to watch Princess Diana on ABC. I'm not sure anybody else does. Sure you do. Okay. First down and 10 now. 2:22. Huskers lead it by 10 points. OU's defense is hanging in there. Doing a good job on him. That was Tyrell Peters, the middle linebacker. He's a junior from Norman, and so far you've got to be impressed with the defensive effort that is being put forth. They've had 3 opportunities, the Huskers have, for touchdowns, and they have only 10 points.
Well, when you have linebackers like Tyrell Peters that covers the ground like he did on that play, I mean, he has great instinct as well from what the coaches were telling me. Kurt von Vandenberg said that he is as good an inside backer as he's coached in a long time.
Green, stand up, eye back. Frazier dancing, looking for an open receiver. Receivers are covered, and Frazier saves a loss, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. But that was good work in that defensive secondary, coach, by OU.
Took the pattern away, and Chris Dishman, the big left tackle, was doing a nice job over there, hanging on, holding. He was blocking Cedric Jones over there on the left-hand side, pass protecting, but it just took too much time. 75, left side of your screen. Good pass. He's using the hands. He grabs a little jersey. All offensive linemen do. He battles back. He's sitting up there. Then here comes number 15. You've really got to keep him inside the pocket.
So here's the 3rd and 9 for Frazier and the Huskers. 4 wide receivers. That at the 35-yard line is very close for a Nebraska first down. It'll depend on where they spot this ball. Holbein very close to the first down.
You know, and you saw Tommy Frazier under pressure, and he can handle pressure. The proof of it is he has not been sacked one time this year. Not one time. Now, he's had pressure on him like that. He gets out of there.
Exactly. He's such a great runner, coach, that he can get out of trouble and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Plus, they don't flush him very often, and you've got to control your rush when you go after that guy.
First down and 10. Of course, the subplot Tommy Frazier in that Heisman Trophy duel with the great Eddie George of Ohio State. There's an idea of his running ability for 6 yards and crashing into the sideline.
Real nice job that time by the right offensive guard of pulling and cutting the defensive end that's supposed to take the quarterback. He blocked him, did a nice job. See, they try to figure out who's taking the quarterback. Then they'll block the guy that's taking the quarterback and free him up. If they don't, of course, then he pitches it.
There's an idea of how the two match up. Of course, tomorrow many of you will watch Eddie at Ohio State attempt to wrap up a Rose Bowl. It won't be easy for George and the Bucks tomorrow against that Michigan run defense. They've got some players. There's a pitch now to Ahman Green. Green for a first down for Nebraska to midfield.
Great job of blocking by Clester Johnson, the wide receiver. You know, he doesn't make the first down without the wide receiver doing a good job of blocking.
Dick, a lot of scouts say these Nebraska receivers block just about as well as any in the country.
Oh, they do. They block better than anybody. Clester Johnson's at the top of your screen. They get the pitch right there. He's forced it. You'll see it night. There's a nice lead block right here that gets him on downfield. Now here's another nice block by the wide receiver right there. That gives you the first down. Good effort by Ron Brown's receivers.
Final seconds of the opening quarter. That'll give you an idea, too, of the tight end, Gilman, who was leading him back out of the way as we come to the end of the first quarter with Brian Schuster, your ball carrier, number 28.
Also, pass out checks and
Dick Vermeil, I'm Brent Musburger, ready to start the second quarter. Nebraska, Oklahoma. Right now, Nebraska averaging 4.6 yards a carry. Over the last 2 years, Oklahoma's defense has held this vaunted running game to 2.8 yards a carry. Nebraska has stepped it up just a little bit, leading by 10 points right now and attempting to win for the 5th straight time. There is the hand and a strong run by Green. Broke his first tackle, but he didn't get too much. He's short of the first down. Let's take a look, Dick, at these overall numbers.
Well, they're obviously strongly in favor of Nebraska. You look at this, minus 24 yards rushing right there. Look at this here, total of 7 yards right there. The one turnover right here, 0.7 points, dominated by Nebraska.
The interception for a touchdown, the only touchdown. It's 10-0. Cornhuskers with the lead and just underway in the second quarter. Frazier to the right on the pitch to Green, and Green is nailed beautifully by Wendell Davis from Wichita.
See, they're all offensive linemen are all reaching to the onside play, and Graham, the center, has the tough one because he has to snap the ball, then rush, and he's looking right there, and he gets the knockdown block on Baron Tanner, number 92. But somebody else didn't get his block out in the perimeter, and he makes the nice play right there. Wendell Davis, number 28.
in the punt for the Huskers, number 19, Jesse Cush.
So Jesse Cush out of Columbus, Nebraska, punting, and the Sooners defense doing its job again. Maybe P.J. Mills can get something going here.
Only giving up a half a yard per return average.
On the breeze and into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line.
I spent a day and a half trying to find a weakness in preparation in Nebraska. I thought maybe they don't cover the punt. Well, half a yard per punt return.
We'll be right back. Nebraska leading Oklahoma 10-0 here with 13.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and a new quarterback for the Sooners. Senior Garrick McGee, number 8 out of Tulsa, checks in. He replaces Eric Moore, who was ineffective. So here's the first snap now. Gerald Moore is in a running back along with Allen. McGee throwing. He got a man wide open. It's Mills and out of bounds at the 42. Break down into coverage. His first pass, and they burn the Huskers.
They ran a wheel pattern, slot out and up, and Tyrone Williams, number 8, who ended up outside there, turned to the other defender and said, hey, you're supposed to stay with that guy. Stay with him man-to-man all the way. Now they're shaking hands. No one's mad at each other. But it was a good job. They gave him time. He got outside the pocket, hits his first one. Good confidence builder.
That's a 22-yard gain on McGee's first snap. This is Allen, and he pulls his way into the middle and picked up 3 yards out to the 45-yard line. And so there's Howard Schnellenberger in his first year as head coach at Oklahoma. And Howard didn't have to buy any new sport coats. You know, Louisville, they had the red, just
the red coat.
He grabbed a handful and said, come on, let's go. He does, you know, Kim Belton said he does look a little like Captain Kangaroo.
Well, I don't think he'd appreciate that.
Well, no, Captain, he was a good guy. Did you ever know Captain?
No.
Captain was a buddy of mine up in Chicago. He was a dandy.
I thought he was a linebacker coach for the Bears.
Get down. And 7 now. So here's McGee. Offensive line holds up. McGee fires. Diving reception. And they're across midfield.
Got that ball to Jawan Penny on the out comeback. And, you know, he got protection. And now it didn't take very long to throw the ball. He had man-to-man coverage. He just gets back quickly. Be to the left side of your screen. It's tight coverage, but he came back for the football nicely.
That's a major accomplishment. The Sooners have crossed midfield.
Yes.
Huh?
They get one on the board.
First down.
They could get excited.
3rd down. It's a long yard now with Rose in front of Moore. Moore is hit. Nothing doing. They were ready for that. The middle of the Husker defense just ate him up that time.
Charlie McBride, the defensive coordinator, I think he called a linebacker blitz. They got there so quick, they couldn't have read it that quickly. They just came in and took it on. And Doug Coleman, 46, is their best inside run defender from a linebacker standpoint. And he attacked that one. Boy, he shortened that running back's neck.
Now Daughtry into punt. If you're thinking, why not fake it down by 10? No, sir. That defense is playing pretty well. Go ahead and see if you can play a little field position here. Who knows, maybe you get a break. Looking for an angle. And down at the 23-yard line, Mike Pullman, the return man.
You can see why he's the #1 in the Big 8.
There's Captain Kangaroo, I'm telling you. There is a resemblance. There is, definitely. But the man has done an excellent job in the past at both Miami and Louisville. I tell you what, I think one of his problems was at Oklahoma is he made too many promises early. I think if you come in under the cover of darkness into a program like that and say, hey, they had it going here, we just hope to improve, but it's like he was promising them a national championship right off the top. Came back to haunt him a little bit. Well, the Huskers are pounded away. Dick?
You know, I talked to him about that, and he said he had a choice, and he was taking a chance, but he wanted to be positive. He saw that he had some pretty good football players there. They hadn't been in his program and disciplined his way and worked his way and all that kind of stuff. But he thought he would go positive, and he said it backfired on him a little bit. But yeah, he can't really question his ability as a football coach.
No.
Super Bowl rings and
his record. No. Man.
And, you know, NCAA championship ring. You know.
2nd down now, and a long 5 here. Frazier going to run the option to the right-hand side. Going to keep it, and again, there's nothing going because Brent DeQuazy, number 47 out of Midwest City, Oklahoma, is all over him in there. But the Jackaroot, you know, one thing about this Sooner team looks svelte to me. Looks like it's in shape, kid. Maybe I should go to camp with him.
Well, maybe you should, especially if Howard Schnellenberger comes over to take over the controls. The first thing that Schnellenberger did was challenge the team as a whole to lose 1,000 pounds. Now, he's a man that says what's on his mind. When he met J.R. Conrad, the all Big 8 tackle for Oklahoma, first thing he said, nice to meet you, son. Boy, you're too damn fat.
Well, you know, the strength coordinator is Mr. Green Jeans. All right, it's 3rd down and 5 now. And Frazier incomplete. It was dropped at the 40-yard line. Ball should have been caught.
Should have been caught. They've only dropped 9 passes the entire season. They dropped this one. A little counter pass, bootleg action. John Vendrell coming across the middle, throwing a little bit behind him, but John Vendrell has made that kind of catch before. Well, Oklahoma's got to be pleased with the way the defense is playing.
Absolutely. I mean, their defense has given them a chance. Nebraska with 3 scoring opportunities. Basically got a field goal. I mean, the touchdown came off a turnover by the offense. So this defense is keeping them right. Mills doesn't want anything to do with it. And it takes a Nebraska roll down to the 21-yard line where it will be Sooners ball. Garrick McGee taking over the Sooner offense, and this defense is giving OU a shot. First down. The Sooners come up. And here is Moore, number 7. He's belted at the 19-yard line and goes down.
Gerald Moore's had a good year coming into the ball game. He had 962 yards, needing 38 to be a 1,000-yard rusher, becoming the 12th 1,000-yard rusher in the history of Sooner football. Short, stocky, tough guy.
Yeah, he is, Dick. You know, at the conclusion of the game, as usual, we'll select a genuine Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game from each team. Chevrolet has contributed almost $5.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities, and that is very much appreciated. Second down and 9, and now McGee makes the call, a little bit offset to the right. Moore, the running back, will stay in. Wide open is Penny over here. That coverage was awful loose over there, wasn't it?
They were man-to-man, backed off, showing respect to the wide receiver. He sees it, he audibles, he says, I'm going to take what you give me, throws the quick one. Now, Garrett McGee had a fairly good year last year, but he missed all of spring practice and half a training camp this year with spinal meningitis. So he came in not anywhere close to being the football player he ended the season at last year.
Dickett's 3rd and 1. Moore is right behind McGee, and this is Allen. He got the first down for the Sooners, and that's an important first down to get out of that hole and keep the ball right now.
Plus, keep the offense off the field, keep their defense off the field. And James Allen is capable of running better than I have seen him run on the tapes this year.
Yeah, you liked him first time when we were in here a couple years ago.
81 yards the first half rushing the last time we were here. Yeah. I mean, he can run. He didn't show that flash. I don't know what's gotten into him.
What do you think? He's hesitating, or do you think that...
Attitude problem, maybe? I don't know.
Get up in that hole and explode. Coach says you got the talent. 1st and 10. McGee is hit on the release, and that caused him to be off the money with that. Davis, number 28, and Grant Wistrom is the one who gave him a pop. Here's your fellow Wistrom who gets in on him again.
He has so much quickness, and he can accelerate coming off the block, and they very seldom allow a quarterback to throw the ball without knocking him down or harassing him as he throws it. This defense is so quick. They actually play 6 defensive backs all the time. The 2 outside backers are really safety-sized type people. They're coming after him.
There's the tight end. I was waiting for him to find. There's the leading tight end in the Big 8. That's number 80, Stephen Alexander. He's out of Chickasha, Oklahoma, and they finally put the ball in his hands. Now, if McGee will do that and use his running backs, coach, he could be in business.
Here he is. He comes out and comes back underneath. He's a very good receiver. He's a good blocker. He's also an excellent student, all Big 8 academically, one of the highly recruited kids in the country. He gets underneath Beelan, number 9, gets the first down. They want to highlight him and get the ball to him. They haven't tried getting the ball to him enough so far.
First down, Nebraska 10. And another mistake.
Conrad, you're not academic at all, Big 8. Got to know the snap count.
Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, you're saying you don't have to be a Phi Beta Kappa.
No, you don't have to. Just concentrate. Just concentrate.
After the penalty, that brings up 1st and 15.
Drives Howard crazy because he's such a discipline-oriented coach, you know, and his teams are known for their discipline and their toughness and how hard they play in the 4th quarter and all that. And he just hasn't gotten to that peak this year. Time will tell. He'll get him that way.
Now it's 1st and 15, and McGee is back at the shotgun. Incomplete. Too far in front of Mills, who was being pursued by Jamel Williams, who intercepted the pass and dashed in for a touchdown in the 1st quarter.
An easy throw, not very far away. If you're going to move the ball against a good defense, when you have a guy that's got a 4 or 5 yard distance between you and the closest defender, you got to hit him in the belly. Otherwise, you lose. That's been their problem all year, pass offense-wise. 46% complete. That's the lowest we've seen in any team this year.
Well, let's see if they can find Mills or Penny now. Alexander's the tight end. They'll hand it off to Moore and try to ambush him with a run, and it was a good call, but it still will leave them in 3rd and long. Remember, they were in 2nd and 15.
Gerald Moore shows that flash, that short, stocky body, 5'8", 226, a junior out of Houston, Texas. He shows that he can make the long runs. had a 72-yarder this year.
Well, Dick, here comes a 3rd and 5. Would you come back with a running player or try to find that tight end again?
No, I'd emphasize the tight end because they're playing man, so that they have a linebacker man-to-man on the tight end the way they've been playing the coverage. That doesn't mean they'll play it this time. They do now, right now. Jamel Williams is locked on him man-to-man.
He's over on the right-hand side. McGee's looking. He's got him down the middle, but he didn't see him. Instead, he goes to Mills, and it's intercepted at the 34-yard line, picked off by Booker. Booker across midfield to the 44. He had Alexander open in the hole, comes back to coverage, and it's intercepted by Nebraska.
You'll see what Brent's talking about by taking a look from the end zone. The tight end came off inside, worked up behind the linebacker, and turned around and looked at the quarterback saying, hey, I'm open. I've got the, just get me the football as he comes down in here. Instead, for some reason, he comes off him. He comes off him right now. Throws it to the outside, sitting there waiting for him. They win zone coverage on him. Good change up by Charlie McBride.
Now, Dick, now we get a chance with Phillips in. This is where Nebraska goes for the juggler. Frazier with a good fake has got time. Comes down. He wants Phillips, who's covered. It's going to be 2nd down. Frazier read that perfectly. He saw that the defense had picked it up, and Larry Bush was running with him, and he didn't want a chance at interception.
You know, in that play, many times you can break down the discipline of the defense with that kind of play. That shows how well coached the defensive team is that time. Larry Bush stayed within the discipline, picked the back off counter action, boot action, out of the backfield, picked him up and stayed with him. Did a real nice job. And these guys, when you turn it over, as you saw by that graphic, they usually put it in the end zone.
Well, we don't know if the Sooners can hold up here at the defensive end, but so far they have played awfully well. Have not given up a touchdown yet. Quick hit. Tackle is missed before Fogel finally brings the receiver down, but it is a 1st down.
Reggie Ball just catches the little quick one, just trying to get the 1st down. See, they come down the line of scrimmage now with an option. Defensively, do you play it as a run or do you play it as a pass? See, corners are backing off like that. He settles, ball thrown right on rhythm, right on time, right where it should be thrown. Good running ability, 1st down.
The ball is at the Sooners' 32-yard line. And the fullback is hit by Cedric Jones, number 57. Now, when Cedric's healthy and he gets up a full head of steam and he comes to play, he's a dandy.
He is as good as, you know, he's the best one in the Big 8, really. Set a school record for sacks here. He's number 3 all-time sacker in the Big 8, but he's been banged up. He's had a sore knee. And Howard Stellenberger says, when he says a guy is tough and a good football player, he is tough and a good football player. Now, he played in a 30 defense last year, playing tighter on the offensive tackle. This position ought to be more favorable to him because he has good quickness and power on a little wider alignment position.
Nebraska calls timeout.
Cornhuskers with a timeout. Championship presented by Dr. Pepper in prime time a week from Saturday. 2nd down and 11. And they run the fullback. Back up straight ahead. And Jones there again defensively.
They ran the first trap play they've run. Now, they've been getting a lot of pursuit by those defensive linemen, inside linebackers, getting out in the perimeter in the option. So they come in and try to make them stay at home with a little trap blocking up inside. They almost popped it cleanly.
Nebraska favored by 33 points. Leads it by 10. 5 minutes to go here in the 1st half.
They should run a reverse here pretty quick. Oklahoma really looks susceptible to the reverse.
Frazier throws back incomplete. He was slipping as he released the ball.
Under pressure all the way. All the way. Martin Chase, 93, defensive tackle in there, playing hard from his right spot.
That's coming up at the half. The Burger King Scholar Athletes of the Week Awards. John Saunders will have that. After all that turkey, maybe some of you are ready for a burger at halftime, huh? 4:53 to go. Nebraska leading it 10-0. And it is Chris Brown.
He's a good one.
1 field goal already today, Dick, and now his he's got the wind right at his back. It's a 45-yarder with that stiff breeze, and he just pounds. No good.
He doesn't miss many. Came in 10 for 12. He was 11 for 13 when he kicked that. Now holds a school record for points by a kicker. You know, if you want to be a good scoring kicker, come to Nebraska. They score a lot of points, a lot of extra points.
I gotta tell you, I don't know if Howard's team could find an offense, but I'm here to tell you they're hanging in there.
They're hanging tough, hanging proud.
So that's one time that the interception does not haunt Oklahoma. And now McGee takes over on the 28-yard line, trying to get something going off a pump fake. Right, Mills, one-on-one, got it at the 41-yard line.
See, they ended up in man-to-man coverage. Good call by Gary Nord. They were all singled up. Defined for the quarterback. He knows exactly where he's going for the football. I'm going to get it to you, Mr. Mills. Here he is at the wide receiver position. You know, you see him locked up right here with a free safety. So it's one-on-one. He runs play action. He takes him up to the outside with a little stutter move, and he throws the ball, and he also demonstrates a burst of speed.
Now it's Allen behind Rose. Allen steps to the outside, picks up maybe a couple of yards.
And he made a mistake. He should have gone up inside. The big guard, Carollo, 68, was pulling up in there to get the linebacker. He bounced outside the kick-out block. Stay with the discipline of the run and only get outside if they force you outside.
Now Gerald Moore, the junior from Houston, back into that backfield along with Allen. Man's had an amazing career. When you think about this football program in Nebraska, think a little bit about the basketball program at North Carolina. Both these guys, Dean Smith with the Tar Heels and Tom Osborne with the Cornhuskers, they just plug it back in the next year. Now pulling out, dashing to the right is McGee. He's going down, and he throws it out of bounds, and there's the penalty flag. That was Tomic, who had the quarterback in his grasp back there.
He must have had the helmet or face mask, because that was not a personal foul type foul. What he called roughing the passer?
Let's listen to the referee Turlington sort this one out. I think this is a grounding call.
Okay.
Grounding. 5 yards.
Okay.
Loss of down.
Okay. I don't even think that should be called grounding.
There was no receiver in that area.
Deeper, though, there was, you know, and being harassed like he was and trying to throw the ball off balance.
See what you think. I don't think anybody was over
No,
there.
see the tight end out there, and see the guy right there?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
No, he
Coach
just
is over there on the other side of the frame.
That's a good call.
Oh, fine.
Good
Thank
call.
you very much.
Good call.
It's hard to get the coach to say something nice about one of my zebra buddies.
Yeah.
That was a decent call. All right, here we go now.
Lost the down, too. That really hurts him.
So it's 3rd down and 22. Not going to get away again because of Tomic. Jared Tomic is not being blocked.
He's really earning a scholarship today over there. Matched up on that offensive right tackle, Jar Conrad. He came into the ball game with 8 sacks, 19 quarterback hurries. Here he is coming up. Now, see, the tackle did not get a good set. Did not get a good set on him. And that was Bruce McClure, a backup tackle, playing him on that time. And, boy, that's tough.
So, Doubtry, this is a team that's had 6 blocked punts. And that time, they were close to getting a piece. Farley was in on top of him. It is hard to believe that the Sooners would have 6 punts already blocked this year, and this was close to being number 7. Take a look now as Farley comes crashing in for the right side of your screen. He just barely gets it off, and it's off the side of his foot, and the Huskers will take over on the 40-yard line, leading it by 10, 3:16 to go. Frazier keeping it on the option. 1st down, Nebraska.
See, what they do now is they start blocking the guy that's been making the quarterback pitch on that load option play like that. They pull the guard as a personal interference man. Here he is right here. He will pull around and seal. Now they can't get right in his face and make him pitch. See, he gets out there. That's Zadeska. He blocks the guy that's supposed to take him. Now just good speed and acceleration. He gets through the perimeter.
Across midfield to the 49-yard line. Frazier back up. Green is the I-back. And Frazier pulls out now. zone.
Again, very good discipline by the secondary. They just stayed at home a lot. They were not pulled up. Not pulled up at all by the play action fake. That's Darius Johnson. You know, he's one of the better corners in the Big 8. 29 yards rushing, 60-yard. Actually, it's an off day so far.
That's just exactly what Eddie George was saying.
Yeah.
It's a great duel. Tommy brings intangibles, and George brings statistics. Oh, Tommy was hit just as he handed that ball off. They came right back on up the middle with Schuster.
That normally happens when you try to cross block a tackle who takes a slant to the inside, and the offensive tackle can't get down to him, so he gets that penetration. And on that tight handoff type play, the quarterback gets lynched.
After a gain of 6, that brings up 3rd down and 4 with the ball on the 43-yard line.
2:23, and Oklahoma's defense doing a standout job here in the first half. They have not yet given up a touchdown to this high-powered offense here today. The only touchdown came on a Nebraska interception. Nebraska 1 of 2 in the field goal department also. Frazier now, pitch out front on the ground, and out of bounds. It's Nebraska's ball. So that time with Vogel over there, if they just could have gotten an artificial turf hop. And John Saunders, what you got coming up for us? John, we had quite a ceremony at coin toss. 3 Big 8 commissioners were here. Carl James, who's the commissioner now, and before him, Chuck Ninus, Wayne Duke, before Wayne became the outstanding commissioner of the Big 10. All 3 out at midfield. It was a nice moment, brought back a lot of great memories about what has been one of the great conferences in college athletics. It's got coming out on the 20-yard line. Boy, you get that Nebraska breeze at your back when you punt from right to left or kick off or go for a field goal. And kick's really taken off here.
Watching him do that same thing on the practice field Thursday, he was excellent at pooch punting, getting it way up in the air and dropping, but the wind wasn't blowing.
We got 1:45. What's your overall thoughts about Schnellenberger and Oklahoma here in this first half?
I think they've done a great job. I think they have to be excited. I think the morale of the defense has to be very good. They've got to find a way to get some kind of consistency within the offense. They sputter. They get a first down, and then they nothing.
They've got Allen out here on a wing in this formation. And McGee's
Throw back screen.
Throw back on the screen play to the tight end, Alexander. Alexander rumbling out to the 35. That's the kind of play you wanted?
Gary Nord coming up with a very good play that time. He said they were going to use some gimmicks. They didn't want to consistently try to beat him physically. Plus, that kind of a throw is an easy throw for the quarterback. You should throw that complete. What you have to do is fool him, and they fool the defense.
Bring up 1st down and 10 with the ball on the 36-yard line.
Minute and a half now. Nebraska leading, but only by 10 here. And McGee can't find a receiver. Now he throws for Alexander, who was just...
Now there's intentionally grounding. He just threw that thing out. He just threw that thing out of there. Holy.
But you see, that number 80 is an eligible receiver, Coach.
Yeah,
it's okay.
He didn't even try to throw it to him. He didn't even try to throw it to him. Defensively, Charlie McBride came in the ballgame concerned about containing their quarterbacks. That's an orange jersey I saw over there, not a red one.
2nd down and 10. Alexander, all Big 8 tight end. He beat out Mark Gilman of Kalispell, who plays for Nebraska. Kalispell is in Montana. 2nd down and 10 now, and McGee from the shotgun trying to set that screen. And there he throws that one away. That's intentional grounding. There was no one. The referee was looking upfield and didn't realize that there was no one back there at the reception end. Big offensive lineman.
They were trying to get the screen back out. They picked him up right now. The defensive lineman read it. The linebacker read it. Jamel Williams, number 28. There was no one to throw the screen to. He actually should have thrown it in to try to prevent from getting it called. Fortunately, the official didn't see it, but he should have thrown it a little bit closer to the receiver area on the ground.
Do you think Howard can find Bernie Kosar at halftime? It's 3rd down and 10.
Going to play a little double zone, looks like here now. No.
Low and incomplete, and now The Sooners will be punting, and hold on, America. This has not been the strength of their program this year. There's 1:10 to go, and there's a penalty flag down. A late penalty flag comes down, and I think it's against the Sooners. Let's find out here what's going to happen.
They called some kind of a penalty on Chuck Langston, 75, the offensive center.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the offense. 4th foul.
Yes. You know, you've got 11 guys on the field, 10 of them battling like mad to move the football. Then you got a guy that creates a stupid foul. Gee. You wonder why they're not scoring?
Will hit it about the 10-yard line.
That's a return type ball, those low ones, Brent.
And it's picked off by Benning, number 21, and Benning trying to get to the left side, and he is down at the 42-yard line. The Huskers are left with less than a minute.
Poor communication back there. They should not be close like that. Two guys trying to field that. One guy field that properly, one guy blocked. They have a good return.
I can feel a few folks in Gainesville and Columbus, Ohio, saying, hey, wait a minute. Not Nebraska as good as we've been hearing.
Yeah. Hey, give credit to Oklahoma defense.
Frazier had his receiver cut off beautifully, and now he takes it away. Did not give Oklahoma a chance for an easy interception that time.
They wanted the wide receiver screen. The coverage rolled up into it. Good discipline on the coverage. Couldn't throw it. He runs, makes a quarterback draw out of it.
Oh. Wide opens Johnson to the 41-yard line with 28 seconds to go. Nebraska working with a couple of timeouts. The clock stops in college universe on a first down.
The zone is almost too loose, Brent, to allow those crossing patterns like that. They're going to have to look outside in and look for them. Nebraska loves to run crossing patterns.
Sideline, and that's Reggie Ball.
He calls timeout, stops the clock. See, he didn't get out of bounds with it.
17 seconds left and timeout here. Huskers trying to put some more points on the board in Lincoln. You know, Nebraska owns 33 lifetime victories over Oklahoma, but Nebraska has won by 33 or more points only twice. The most recent, 67 years ago. Yet the Cornhuskers came in today favored by 33. 17 seconds left in the first half. Huskers are up by 10 on the Sooners right now.
We better get somebody out on that slot on the top of the screen. Yeah, we better move out there.
Phillips takes the direct snap. Phillips up the middle, explodes. 20, cuts to the right, and Phillips is out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
A direct snap trap play. I'm pretty sure the right offensive guard, Steve Ott, 69, pulled and blocked across the hole. Good call, good change-up. Tackles coming wide. Here they are. They come across and trap it. There he goes. Oh, what a nice hole. Good blocking right there at the point. Then fine running ability. A lot of room to demonstrate that you can run. Very, very loose zone.
There's a page from Warwick Dunn's playbook down in Seminole land. And, of course, Florida State with a big one in Gainesville tomorrow against the Gators of Florida. Now on 1st and 10 seconds to go. The clock moving. Frazier incomplete. The clock stops with 5 seconds to go. The Nebraska coaching staff must make a decision with 5 seconds to go. And it appears that it's already been made. Coach Osborne did not hesitate. Here comes the unit onto the field right now. They will kick this field goal from 11 yards out with 5 seconds to go. They're not going to give up a scoring opportunity.
I'll tell you this, they have an excellent fake in the game plan. An excellent fake in the game plan. And it's an audible. If they do it, it would be to the right, as if I remember the part. They're going to kick it.
27-yard line. They're going to kick it with Brown. He's got this one. So Brown is 2 of 3. An intercepted pass for a touchdown. And Nebraska leads Oklahoma 13-0 with 1 tick of the clock left before the intermission. And a reminder that coming up on the Prudential halftime report, John Saunders is going to have scores and highlights, plus a look at the Big 8 conference, and up close and personal look at Florida coach Steve Spurrier, who is one of the masterminds in college football today. No one moves the ball down the field with the passing attack any better than Mr. Spurrier.
Nobody does. And I mean, and he can do it with his second quarterback. He gives the guy a rest, the starter, and he puts the second guy in, and he breaks a school record for throwing, you know. Yeah, he does a great job.
Well, that was a fairly impressive drive, Coach.
It was a good drive.
Good call on the direct snap of the
Yeah,
Phillips.
very good drive. They have so many weapons in their offensive package, and it varies, and they'll make some adjustments, but the defense has done a real good job. I think the defense is really pursuing hard. They've got to come back with some counteraction, back away, you know, like a reverse and that kind of stuff, to just make them concerned that might happen.
You know what's tough for Schnellenberger right now? Let me tell you. He was shut out in his last game by Oklahoma State. Now he's gone a half without scoring. These guys have gone 6 quarters without scoring. And I mean, it just has to be driving him crazy because he's wasted some good defense here.
Good idea, just to put it
That's
down.
going to end the first half. It's going to be 13-0. So the #1 Nebraska Cornhuskers take it on to their locker room, leading.
But like you say, they only scored.
So we can take a look at that replay, which we've got.
Eric Moore, look, he throws to his right blindly, just sets up and throws it out there. Wide receiver was coming outside in, and the wide receiver ends up to be Jamel Williams, the outside linebacker.
So we get set now for the second half. We can take a look at what Tommy Frazier accomplished. He was pretty quiet in the first half, Coach.
He really was, from what I expected, but I'm giving credit to the defense. Tom Osborne told me this was the best defensive front seven that they will have faced all year, and he is right. Well, for Nebraska to win, I said they had to play with concentration, and they've done that. Run the option, no turnovers, they've done that. Shut down the Sooners rushing game, boy, they've done that, but they just haven't gotten many points.
Nebraska kicking it off to start the second half. The short man's down right there at the 24-yard line. That's Keith Sparks, number 29. And there, the Sooners will see if they can come up with an offense, Jackaroo.
Well, Brent, you know, you said before we went to halftime that maybe they could suit up Bernie Kosar. Well, they've got Bernie Kosar as part of the Oklahoma program. They've got Jim Kelly. They've got Vinny Testaverde. But it's on covers of Sports Illustrated. Coach Howard Schembechler uses this frame to try and entice recruits. Only problem is right now, that empty space, he doesn't have another quarterback yet.
Oh!
On the snap, recovered by McGee, and Bo Schembechler ain't taking credit for this offense, Jack.
No.
I got news for you, partner.
Oh,
Our guy, Mr. Schnellenberger, over there, I guess it's pretty easy to get the 2 minutes.
he can't believe himself. For Oklahoma to win the game, I said they had to win the turnover battle. They're -2, control the clock. They're behind there, keep yards gained following a pitch to a minimum, 134 yards rushing, but they've done a good job on the option. Here's the draw.
And it's Moore, alley left side. Can't get squared up and get it turned up field.
The defense moves so well inside out, Brandon. They're so disciplined in their drops. When they read pass, they get back there, they come to balance, and they attack the run. Oklahoma possessions.
It wasn't much, folks. They were scoreless.
No way they can be tired. It's been that way all year, really.
Tony Beeland, the free safety, has played himself a good game. McGee hit on the release, and this one incomplete. Mills, and a penalty flag is down, and so is McGee.
He took a good shot. Gary Nord elected to go for the big play on 3rd down. Gary took a nice shot. He's vulnerable when you set up and concentrate downfield like he's now. He's all the way opened up, and boy, He got that knee right there. Jason Peter, the defensive tackle, 95, came up underneath. One of the two brothers here, Jason Peter and Christian Peter. The third brother, who plays at Notre Dame, he was injured at Notre Dame, or prior to getting to Notre Dame, actually. He's here in the stands.
Holding on the offense. Decline. 4th down.
You know, you're aware of that Peters story, right, Coach? The
Yes.
fact that that young man went to Notre Dame, and he was the biggest of the three brothers, and he suffered a very unfortunate accident diving into a pool. And when he did, it jammed his neck, and he's been unable to play football again. Still a student up at Notre Dame, kept his scholarship. There's the halftime stats.
Well, you can see it's dominated totally here. Look at this, -7 yards rushing, the -2 in the turnover, only 7 points out of it. Time and possession in favor of Nebraska.
13-0 Nebraska, and Oklahoma punting with Tim Daughtry of Midwest City, Oklahoma. And there you see Benning and Fullman back deep, both with tons of speed. At the very worst, Nebraska should get excellent field position. He bobbles the snap, but there was a penalty flag down.
He better hope it's against Oklahoma. I mean, against Nebraska.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 4th down.
Dead ball foul. Whew. Look at Howard. He says, I cannot believe this. I asked him last night. He said, Dick, 5 years in a row prior to this season, I had 1 punt block. We've had 6 blocked this year. His heart stops beating every punt formation.
Here's the adventure. Gets it. And this one is caught by Benning. Benning close to midfield. Made the most out of it. That was a nifty little return, all things considered, wasn't it?
It's the first team I've seen this year using 2 safeties back to field punts. One is a blocker, the other the fielder. In the first half, they got fouled up and both tried to receive the ball. This time they got squared away. Good block up in front and pretty good return. Let's see what adjustments they make offensively in running the option.
The I-back is Green, the freshman. Akavika, the fullback, in front of him. And they use that fullback.
Yeah, they come up the trap up inside. Is the ball loose?
No, he
No,
gets
he's down.
He was down at the inside the 45, and now Jeff is shaken up a little bit.
They'll have to put in his brother, Joel
Joel. That or
Akavika.
Schuster has played quite a bit.
Yes,
today,
here he
Coach.
comes now. Yeah, he's a tough kid.
When did you ever see a Nebraska fullback who wasn't a tough kid?
Yeah, never. 12 plays, 10 plays, 8 plays, 3 plays. You see the defense got stronger as the game went on. They gained confidence. They found out they could play with these guys, and they have demonstrated that, and so far starting out fine here.
2nd and 5. Fedro was the motion receiver coming back. Green battling, but he is short of the first down. Probably 3rd and 2 right in that area, with Jones making the stop for the Sooners.
Lamont Green, a true freshman, broke the school rushing record here, Brent. It's a true freshman, rushing for 1,042 coming into this ball game. Only needs 86 yards to become the all-time freshman rusher. Right now, he only needs 39 to go. Good job there, Mr. Hill.
Third down and 2.
Oh,
And there's the penalty flag on the play. Green's run was to the 38-yard line, but there's a penalty flag on this one. Goes against the offense, and Jack Arute, you found a fella who electrified some folks watching Nebraska and Oklahoma through the years.
Indeed, I did, Brent. And I didn't have to check his name tag to get the name right. Johnny Rogers, certainly, you have electrified the crowds here in the Heartland. Your impressions of this team this year?
Well, I think we have one of the best football teams in the history of Nebraska football right now. We have a very good chance of going all the way for another national championship. I think we need to press down for the fourth quarter to get our offense tuned a little bit, but it's hard to stay up on a 300-pound line all game long. I think we'll break them down in the 4th quarter.
Now, Brent, you know he captured the Heisman Trophy. What would you make as a plea towards the Heisman people for Tommy Frazier to capture the Heisman Trophy this year?
Well, see, quarterbacks and a guy like Tommy does a lot of things. He's a very good orchestrator. He's a motivator for our team. He's got a group of first-year guys out there that haven't played before, and we're still got one of the best teams in the nation. He's clearly the most valuable player in Nebraska football, and Nebraska's #1. That makes him a very good candidate for the Heisman Trophy.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Brent.
Equal time coming up for Eddie George. Let me see. 37 running backs have captured the Heisman through the years as opposed to 18 quarterbacks. So Johnny did put his finger on one thing. Quarterback doesn't put glossy numbers up. There are a lot of intangibles. A couple of things that you really got to like about Tommy Frazier. Number one, last year he sat out the regular season. You remember the blood clot behind the right knee? Came back in the Orange Bowl, led him to that great national championship victory down there with those 2 drives in the 4th quarter. He's a tremendous leader. The success of this senior class proves that. He sets the screen beautifully this time. And Fogel is the defender who pushes Green out of bounds on the Oklahoma sideline, and the crowd objecting to the enthusiasm over there.
Well, hey, they came here prepared to play, and people have said they've played some games without emotion this year. They're playing with emotion right now, and Fogel's trying to keep them in the ballgame, just being aggressive.
Yeah, there's one, you know, there are a couple of other awards. You know, Frazier could easily be the quarterback of the year, I guess. Yeah. Danny Werfel, certainly of Florida. He's had a great year. Danny Cannell, our good buddy down at Tallahassee, too. So I guess maybe that's an argument. As far as the Doak Walker Award to the top running back, I pretty much think that's Eddie George. And we'll have to see how the Heisman voters sort it all out. Green is tripped up. He is short of the first down, 3rd down. And again, OU's defense coming up with a big play. That time it was Wendell Davis from Wichita.
See the corner, they ran a flanker back motion to shorten the corner to define it for the pitch. That corner came in, and Wendell Davis just came right in at the right angle, and he got the made the shoestring tackle.
Dick, I know that the Nebraska fans don't want us to say this, but folks, Ohio State can play with you.
Oh yeah,
they'd show up.
Oh yeah, no question.
3rd down now and 13. And from the shotgun, Frazier.
Good protection.
Wide.
Ooh, beautiful throw.
Delivered it right to him.
Beautiful throw. I mean, he threw that on the rope, Brent. Excellent pass protection, though. He could set up and concentrate and allow the pattern to develop downfield, read the coverage. Did a nice job on that. He gets back now. He'd say 1001, 1002, throws it in rhythm, right on the money. Good tackle again by Wendell Davis, number 28.
So the chains being sorted out there. They got a little hung up over there on the far side. The officials are going to get this unwound. Here we got coaches' telephone cables and chains. And we've got, you see, they got so many cables over there on the sidelines, and they got to get
tangled up.
They got to get. Come on, untie it now. Come on, we'll bring this one back. Here we go. Yeah, we'll take this underneath this telephone line. There we go. Bring it over the top, and we've.
It'll be a 4th down situation if they don't make it, and they'll go for it.
Oh, hold it. We've got one more snag. So look at this. Look at this, huh?
What? They didn't expect to have to do this today, huh?
You know, speaking of a sideline, did you see the guy from the Virginia training staff?
No.
Did you see him try to trip that guy last week?
No, I heard about it, but I didn't see the replay. I like that guy. I want him on my staff.
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't, Coach.
He wins. He wants to win.
Wait. I've got it.
Whatever source.
He's been suspended from the Peach Bowl. What's his name? Geek? Was that his name?
That's too harsh.
They did.
That's too harsh. Actually, he probably did. He did that without any meditation.
Coach, you can't have that kind of stuff going on. Now, that's blatant cheating.
He did that emotionally. Just saw the guy.
You're stealing somebody's plays or something like that. You know, that's espionage. But what other guy did down there? Now, you could have hurt somebody.
I got it that guy.
What do we got here? 4th down?
Good effort.
Yeah.
1st down.
That'll be my 1st.
You know, Cedric Jones, the defensive end, is playing a little bit hobbled. Is still in there playing hard, so evidently he sucked it up. And he'll be a quality draft choice, too.
Well, I just think that Cordell Stewart this year in the NFL has made Tommy Frazier a lot of bucks, and I'm happy for it. Tommy was recruited heavily by Notre Dame. You can just imagine Lou Holtz salivating over a chance to have him run that option, and decided to come here to Nebraska. He's had a wonderful career. There's the pitch to Phillips. Phillips trying to cut inside and get squared up, and it was jammed.
See, I think he audibled the wrong direction. They were outnumbered out there. See, there was an extra defender. If they go the other way, he has at least even in this one-on-one situation. Too many people over there in white jerseys. Go the other way.
Now Reggie bringing a play in from the Nebraska sideline. Made a nice catch here a few moments ago.
Second down and 13.
Now it is 2nd down and 13. The ball is right at that 30-yard line of the Sooners. It's a 13-0 score. 9:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Double tight ends.
Frazier on the release, intercepted on the sideline. That was a bad pass, and Larry Bush with the interception.
Boy, and he doesn't throw many interceptions. Give credit to Larry Bush for being right there. And actually, Frazier didn't read that properly because he threw it softly. He didn't fire that deep and make the receiver run under it. He just put that out there with a little air under it. But look at this. 22 quarters, 100 passes without throwing an interception. It's at the top of your screen right here. One-on-one situation. He's backing off. He looks left, looks up, throws it up there. See, he did not throw it out in front of him for some reason. Good job by Larry Bush.
Well, McGee is back, and in the shotgun, he was shaken up, was given some time, and now he's back, and he'll take off. And he's whacked at the 30-yard line, picking up a couple of yards, hit by Farley out of Columbus, Georgia. There's a linebacker who decided to come out here to Lincoln.
They tried a tighter flanker alignment that time to try to get the corner to roll up and then work to the tight end, Steve Alexander, back in there. But he couldn't find an opening. He held the ball as long as he could, then he turns it into a quarterback draw.
(13-0). OU trying to mount a drive. Mills is the motion receiver. Now he's in the slot. They'll make that inside handoff. And Moore with a slick cut back. Now he spins out to a 1st down for OU, showing a little spark.
He is special. He can make you miss that low center of gravity. The feet are always apart. When the red jerseys are there, he chops that step and makes the right cut. Good direct handoff out of the shotgun. Not expecting it. Bang, he gets it handed off right there. Now, you'll see that wide base, low center of gravity. He can do those kind of things real well. He doesn't have to bend over.
Mills is out to the right. McGee fires, and his receiver, Penny, took it away. Nice. That's a heck of a reception. That was a battle over there. Tyrone Williams was right on him, and Penny simply out-muscled him for the 1st down. Good job.
He told me yesterday on the practice field, he said, if you watch me through this ball game, I'm going to come up with a big play. Now, there weren't a lot of yards gained on that play, but it was a big play. It was a physical catch, a tough catch.
And enough for a 1st down.
Here it is here again. Another quick look. 2 people fighting for the football. The white jersey winning it.
Nice job, Penny. Now the ball is at the Nebraska 46-yard line, and there it is.
Fumble!
And coming out is Veland. They will not catch him. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
Well, that's the 8th touchdown the defense has scored this year. See, Oklahoma, they just shoot themselves in the foot. They're moving the ball. A receiver makes a big play. Good handoff. Their guard's going up in there. He's got the ball a little bit out on the right-hand side, away from his body a little bit. James Allen's 25. It's down the ground. Now, here he is, a former quarterback playing safety. He's actually played quarterback here, returning it for 6-pointer.
And so Brown attempting the extra point. And he pounds it in. Nebraska 20, Oklahoma nothing. 2 defensive touchdowns. (20-0). There have been 2 Cornhusker touchdowns scored by the defensive unit here today, and a pair of Brown field goals. Remember, the Huskers are favored by 33 coming in here. Brown wheels it out of the end zone. So it was back in the first quarter when Jamel Williams put the Cornhuskers on the board. Eric Moore, the left-hander, was at quarterback. Jamel picked it off, dashed down the left sideline 36 yards. That was their first defensive touchdown. Moments ago, it was the fumble by James Allen, scooped up by Tony Veland of Omaha Benson High School, 57 yards. And now McGee back to work. Throws high and complete to his tight end, who's out of bounds at the 21-yard line. That's Stephen Alexander of Chickasha.
Howard really raves about him. He really is the kind of guy that you can build that position around, and he's got a real good young one in Jason Freeman's a true freshman they think is equally as talented. Those two guys, the rest of the offensive line are seniors. He's got some young kids. He's going to have to get some JC kids, and he's going to have to get a quarterback. Though he has Justin Puente, a true freshman that they think they can build on.
Shotgun with the senior from Tulsa, McGee. Flair, Allen.
There you go.
Allen battles to the 23-yard line, and this will put Oklahoma in 3rd and long here in the 3rd quarter. This could be crunch time for this Sooner ball club. What you would call an old-fashioned gut check.
Yeah, and especially for the defensive team. Wait a minute, you're sitting there on the bench. You've held them scoreless from a defensive standpoint. Now, here you are down 20-0. Do you keep playing like you've been playing? I think they will.
You better hope they do, or you got a lot of fill time coming up.
Well, hey, you've never been lost for words.
And there's a first down to Alexander. He lost the ball, but it's out of bounds.
See,
they're going to spot that ball at the 36-yard line, Dick.
They came after him with a blitz last time. They got the one-on-one coverage. It was picked up nicely. They've been keeping one back in the backfield at all times. It's sort of a garbage man back there. Pick up the guy that someone beats and get the block.
Dick, I think Alexander's limping. Yeah, he's coming off.
Well, their other tight end, they left home, Michael McDaniel, so they have to come in with Jason Freeman, 86, the true freshman.
Rose in at fullback. He'll lead the way for Moore.
Nice job.
Moore was caught from behind by Phil Ellis. Did you see the senior from Grand Island, Nebraska? He pounced on him from behind.
See, they walked the linebackers up in tight prior to the snap of the ball, which makes it a little tough for the offensive lineman. He's walked up right inside here. Now he's going to come on the snap. See, they don't pick him up. He comes down from the backside, runs him down. Nice play by Phil Ellis. Academic all Big 8, very good student. Coming from the right side of your screen, he smells it. He smells it. Here I go. Gonna make the play.
Coming down to 6 minutes in the 3rd. McGee, penalty flag is thrown. McGee has enough for the first down, but there's a penalty flag thrown by the umpire.
They're getting a wide outside rush by those ends. The tackles might end up holding.
Unbelievable how this team can self-destruct.
When you're not quite talented enough, you do more of those kind of things. Howard, here's a guy that's coached national championship teams looking at this. It's got to be frustrating.
Repeat 2nd down.
Right in the middle of your screen. So holding on the right-hand side right here, you can see it going on. And he's still got him locked up.
Hey, Dick, you know, I'm not so sure we can let Howard completely off the hook on this, okay? You would think that being a quality coach like this, that over the course of a season with a staff, he would have been able to improve this offense. Now, I think given time, he might do something, but I don't think he skates free on this, what's happened with this Oklahoma offense this year. That is one of his specialties. McGee hit as he releases, incomplete.
Yeah.
And that was Tomic, who's had a whale of a game.
I think he second guesses himself in regard to maybe not bringing up redshirt true freshman there, Justin Fuente. Talented guy, was talented, and you know, you say, I've been saving him for the year, I've been saving him to keep that 4 years of eligibility, and you consider moving him up. They made the decision to keep him on the bench and save those 4 years, and maybe you could second guess that decision. The big thing is they don't have a trigger man.
So here we come now, 3rd and forever.
They're showing a double zone coverage right now. A little hard to throw against that underneath. Oh, he starts his passing game with the tight end. Well, I think he had 1 foot in.
Well, he was in. It's good. Sure, move the
okay.
chains.
All right. Excuse me. Yeah. The safety didn't get over there to help too, Brent.
Oh, that's 31 yards.
Yeah.
Find number 80 and make a living off of him. Intercept. Oh, it should have been picked off. He wanted him, and Farley had one in his hands and dropped it.
Terrell Farley, he can't believe it. All Big 8 this year, his first year in school. Here it is again. There's a big size mismatch right there, but the ball's thrown perfectly.
He caught it right at the forever yard line.
Yeah. See, they showed a double zone coverage. I'm surprised that he threw it over there, but they didn't go double zone. They sagged that cornerback off.
Now on 2nd and 10, and there's that handoff, and Moore with a slick move, and Moore to the 41-yard line, and another Oklahoma first down.
He is a compact, intense guy that really likes to run upfield. He doesn't like to run parallel to the line of scrimmage. Now, the defense forced him to keep going toward the sideline, but once he gets turned up, he can make you miss. You've got to come to balance on this guy. Moore has 39 yards rushing today. There's Charlie McBride, the defensive coordinator, and boy, is he a good one. He's had a lot of great defenses here. A lot of great players as well.
They got
but they've been well coached.
Coaching staff.
Yeah.
They're like Penn State.
Yeah.
That's big. That's real big. So now McGee, receivers are covered, and so he'll take off, and he is out of bounds at the 37-yard line, so he picks up nearly 5 yards on that scramble.
Better than throwing the interception. Just as good as a quarterback draw. Now, there are people in Oklahoma that say that Garrett should have been playing all the time, you know, but he's not there all spring, so he doesn't learn the offense. He's not there first half of training camp, so he doesn't get in. He's not healthy and strong when he comes back. Maybe he should have been the guy that they start in the midseason.
Well, let's see what happens now on 2nd and 5. Penny's off to the left. You got Mills there in the slot. Alexander's the tight end to the right. Change up now along the line, and they're relaying the signal. They've got to hurry. They've got 2 seconds left to get it snapped. They make it. McGee fires, and it's low and incomplete to Alexander, who is covered by Terrell Farley again.
What they're doing now is trying to move receivers away from the tight end to try to isolate and work back to Steven Alexander, because he has been their weapon. Good use of formation, good thought from the offensive coordinator, Gary Nord.
I see a penalty flag come down here.
See what I'm talking about now? They got 3 receivers here trying to get the isolation one-on-one here. Good thought. They get him one-on-one right there. He just doesn't throw the ball real well. See, he throws it low and in the turf.
Dick, that's unbelievable. That was a holding call on that play. That they just backed the Sooners up again.
I'll tell you, they'd have a hard time scoring against the wind. You know, they have struggled. That's all.
Second down and forever.
You said that before in this game.
Well, maybe they can hit it again. There's McGee. No, sir. Wanted the same play.
Yep.
This time it was broken up by Jamel Williams, who picked one off for a touchdown back in the first quarter. If you just came home, just turned on the set, you're watching a Nebraska team that is ranked #1, unbeaten through 10, favored by 33 over Oklahoma. Leads by 20. Both Nebraska touchdowns have been defensive touchdowns, 36, 57 yards. A couple of field goals tossed in. Another great turnout here in Lincoln. This entire state rallies around the football team, now on defense against the Sooners of Oklahoma. 3rd down and 20 yards. The pass is to Mills.
Oh.
Mills still battling, but he's going to take a loss now.
Tell you, it was a great effort by Grant Wistrom, the defensive right end. He comes in, rushes a passer, reads a screen, runs back out the outside. Boy, is he playing with great intensity. He's over here on the right side of your screen. I love football players that play this hard all the time. He reads the screen, he's back out into it, almost makes a play right there. He actually disrupts it, but he's rushing, then he plays the screen. Nice job. Ooh, good.
Daughtry drives one. And this is Fullman on the run. Fullman's got a hole. Fullman back to the middle. He's got great speed. Fullman is cut from behind at the 31-yard line. Wendell Davis.
What was that? Where'd that one come from? Wendell Davis. I can do that too. Mike Fullman, a walk-on transfer from Rutgers University, 5'7", 160, and here he is taken along when he has a 79-yard for a touchdown this year, leading the Big 8. Look at just a little guy. They got a lot of walk-ons here.
Dick, I think the fellow who caught him is down at the 30-yard line right now. In fact, both of them appear to be a little bit shaken up. So we'll take a break and come right back. Lincoln, Nebraska. Weather's been lovely down here, but, well, there go the cars for the getaway. That's it. We'll never get out. Where is that, folks? Over there, away from the stadium, I hope. This is Lawrence Phillips, who just checked into the game. He's bracketed, and I believe he was down already. They whistle that ball down at about the 28-yard line.
See, they're starting to run some counter action now because Oklahoma defense has pursued so well with direct action offensive plays, and that counter right there just about got him a nice hole.
Coleman, the young man who caught the punt returner, cramps in his calf, we are told by the sideline, and that appears to be over in that one parking lot adjacent to the railroad tracks. And now if there's the toss to Phillips.
Come on, Lord. Keep your feet. Yeah.
You can hear somebody over the stadium say, come on, Lawrence, keep your feet. It's hard to do it when they got a hold of both legs like that. You know, if Nebraska wins today, Coach, and then captures the Fiesta Bowl, that 36-1 record then would be a college record over 3 years. Their only loss would be to Florida State in the 94 Orange Bowl. Of course, there's this game, the Fiesta Bowl, and then it'll probably be the winner of the Florida State game. There's one little asterisk on that, and that is if Florida wins and Arkansas can come up with a monster in the SEC championship game a week from tomorrow. That would throw things up in the air a bit, but Florida will be a heavy favorite in that game, regardless what happens tomorrow. Phillips on the toss to the 23-yard line, short of the first down.
Good, quick defense. Again, Darius Johnson, the corner. These corners are well coached in tackling as well as covering. John Tanata really has done a good job of coaching those kids. You know, they've made a lot of key tackles out there in the perimeter. I mean, knifing tackles.
So it is 4th down and a yard right now. And let's see what the whiz here. Number 15, Tommy Frazier can come up with. There was movement in the middle of the line. Phillips dives and the penalty flag comes down. There is a penalty flag. There was movement in the middle as Phillips went up over the top. So we'll get this all sorted out here by Mr. Turlington. Another mistake.
Don't have to block anyone on that one. Gosh. Darn it.
Offside on the defense. 5 yards.
Well, welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska. We're at the top of the hour. It's 4 o'clock here in the Midwest, 5 o'clock in the East for those of you who are watching back there. And of course, a couple hours earlier out in the Pacific Network. We hope you've enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday. This is the Friday afternoon game. Ohio State and Michigan, along with Florida and Florida State, coming your way on ABC tomorrow. It's 20-0. Cornhuskers with the lead. Frazier to the end zone and throwing off balance was Gilman. I mean, he's complaining down there. He was jostled going on into the end zone and didn't have a chance to make the catch.
Malin
The officials rule incidental contact.
Malin Wesley, the safety, was over, and then they had coverage deep, and they had coverage short on him. Had to really bracket it. Very well coached on defense. Boy, they don't give you anything, at least in this ball game.
Second down and 10, coming up on 7 quarters that the Sooners have gone without a touchdown in their last 2 games.
Trap counter there. That's a clever play. Get in the shotgun, get the ends to widen out, thinking pass, and then they run the counter trap up inside.
Tanner and DeQuazy were not fooled.
I have only seen that one other time, Brent, where they got in the shotgun and ran the quarterback on the counter trap.
Well, here comes the substitution package from the Nebraska sideline. And this is going to be 3rd and 10. And now time was running down. So it's timeout, Nebraska. It hasn't been a really polished offense that we've been watching here today. They have sputtered a bit when they've had the football. These top-ranked Cornhuskers, and I know, Dick, that you thought they'd come in here, but while we've got a break, let's check in on some shows coming your way now on ABC. Tom Watson has to be happy that both Kansas and Kansas State have played as well as they have. Congratulations to Glenn Mason. He was the coach of the year in the Big 8. Did a heck of a job of bringing the Jayhawks back. Hired a couple of coaches away from the Colorado staff after McCarthy stepped down, and now rolling incomplete.
No place to throw the ball. 3 white jerseys covering 2 red jerseys. Excellent pursuit, good coverage. No one placed. I'm actually surprised he threw that ball. He could have tucked it under maybe and run up there just a little bit more. You know, you're really hoping something good happens when you see they're running a crossing pattern. There's 4 white jerseys, 2 right there. No place to throw the football.
So field goal time now for Mr. Brown. Chris has hit a couple already today from 31 to 27, and this is a 35-yarder. There's 3 more points. So, Mr. Osborne, maybe you heard what he said when he learned that he was a 33-point favorite. Tom Osborne said, 33, Judas Priest. That's as profane as Mr. Osborne ever gets, but he's within 10 now.
Can you imagine coaching here 23 years, 9 wins, average 10 wins, every season 9 or better, average 10? Unbelievable. Nobody does it any better.
It's just a great program. And it's just so quiet.
Yeah.
You come in, and there's not much emotion there.
He's created his own problem, though, because now the people around here are not satisfied with just Big 8 championships. They want it all.
Some of the folks in the crowd are feeding Jack a root.
Are they?
Yeah, there's tortillas there. They're reminding him of let's go to the Fiesta Bowl, I guess. Huh? Well, you don't get hurt as much as when they were throwing oranges and all those things on the field, right? There they are. Well, they're within 15 minutes and 28 seconds of getting ready for that Fiesta Bowl against who knows who, when the Alliance sorts everything on out. And Brown nails it behind the wind into the end zone. Jack Arute, what's up with that blaze over there, partner?
Well, Brent, you made me panic, thinking we might have lost our ride back to Omaha, but that's not the case. I hoofed it over here, and this is a first for me in college football, covering a fire. It seems a porta-john in one of the outlying parking areas. Obviously, somebody decided to smoke when he went inside and leveled the thing. Now, let me see, I'm counting 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14 firemen, 3 rescue, a truck. They didn't bring the ladder truck, though.
They bring any plumbers?
Here that is McGee.
Good.
Oh, incomplete. And very close to being over the line when he threw that ball.
Yeah. This kid's had a real good career. Came in here the 4th receiver in the history of Oklahoma.
Hey, Jack, are you going to be able to get back over here safely?
Yeah, Brent. Back. They did bring the ladder truck in case there was a fire on the 2nd floor.
Okay.
Well, get him to give you a ride back over. That's a long walk.
That's it. You'll probably head for Omaha early on us and take the cars.
Yeah. Brent, who is this?
Jack's been known to do that. No, he splits on us.
They're coming after him.
Yeah, well, here's the handoff against that coach, and Moore's going to try. I'll tell you that the Nebraska defense is so good with that speed on this carpet.
Yeah.
They don't let you get turned upfield.
They have great speed, and remember, the outside linebackers are really safeties converted to play outside linebackers, so everybody has good speed. You see right there, Terrell Farley, 43. He's a 6'1", 205. Minter, the safety, number 10, comes up and makes the play. They're playing a 6-pack all the time, so they can all run.
Yeah, well, listen.
I know a 6-pack means something else to you.
Marquis gonna hoof it, and he's got an alley.
Oh,
out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds at the 19-yard, 24-yard line, actually. Got to punt it. That's it. Here comes an adventure. He'd have stayed in bounds.
Yeah, it looked like I didn't see him being forced out of bounds. He must just the momentum of making the turn just pushed him out, I guess. But it looked like he could have stayed.
Well, let's see if Fullman, number 12, or Benning. Oh, my goodness, picks it up off the carpet.
That's a
gets
return type ball, too, but to get one block. It's a ball pretty low.
The middle was open. There's a penalty flag, another penalty flag. They're flying all over the way.
Save your energy.
Coming back. Breaks a tackle. Fun to watch, nevertheless, and crashes into an equipment trunk over here on the Oklahoma sideline, and quickly their medical staff rushes to his assistant. Let's hope that he's all right down there. You can see that the Oklahoma doctor jumped right in. I'm assuming that one fella is anyhow. I've watched him operate down there on that sideline because he crashed into that trunk.
Yeah,
down there. Let's take a look at this. He was going. Had up a pretty good head of steam, and then he seemed to lose his balance, and hard to tell from that picture. He's in behind
one more look at it.
It's okay. That's good to see, huh? Let's see, though. Remember, we had a lot of yellow out there. So, Mr. Turlington.
Pushing the back. On the return. 10-yard penalty. Spot of the foul. We will have an untimed down.
An untimed down means that the clock has already run out on the...
Never heard that one, he says.
It's tough enough. Hey, Adden plays with these guys.
They had to have more than one penalty on that because they couldn't have all seen the same push. There was about 5 flags thrown.
So they will complete the 3rd quarter with this untimed play.
Well, they need 11 points, the Huskers do, to become the all-time NCAA scoring champion in terms of average points per game, breaking their own. And they haven't scored a touchdown yet, and they could still end up doing it. You know?
When you said that, I said, what in the world is he into this week? I mean, what in the world did you go do? I mean, you know, for some folks, 10 will do. But first down now.
Nice
big hole and exploding. And there was Clinton Childs with a carry from scrimmage, young man out of Omaha North. The senior gets to come in at I-back right now. And we've come to the end of the 3rd. Back for the final 15 minutes after this message and a word from our... The 4th quarter. Nebraska leading Oklahoma 23-0. And the Sooners have gone 9 straight quarters without a score. They used to call it, once upon a time, about 6, 7, 8 years ago, Sooner Magic. But the fellow who coined that phrase, Barry Switzer, is now coaching the Dallas Cowboys. And so the Sooners face a tremendous uphill battle against the team rated #1, Joel Makovicka, the freshman fullback, brother of Jeff. Bulls right straight ahead near midfield.
You can see here Nebraska has been slowed down. They had 211 total offense in the first half, so they net 21 yards in the third quarter. Oklahoma doing a good job picking up, but they keep doing this. They keep turning it over.
Go.
For some, it's already autograph time. And that was good enough for a first down, that carry by Joel. Lead it by 23 near midfield, and Frazier. A lot of Heisman Trophy voters waiting for this final weekend to watch not only Tommy but Eddie George tomorrow against Michigan. And this is Childs, who had checked in. Clinton's a senior, getting some carries now for Coach Osborne, who is at least 4 quality players deep at that I-back spot. We have watched Amon Green, the starter. Then there's the great Lawrence Phillips, the junior, who was reinstated a few weeks back. We have watched Damon Benning, a junior out of Omaha Northwest, return some punts. And now Clinton Childs has been into that backfield. Cluster Johnson brings the play on in for the sideline. Reggie Ball goes on out to the left side. Holbein is also out here to the right. 3 wide receivers now for Frazier on 2nd down and 4. Frazier with a penalty flag over here thrown by the linesman. Childs for what would be a first down, but hold on, there's a penalty.
Penalty flag on the play.
Boy, Terrell Peters, the inside linebacker, has played awfully well today. I don't know how many tackles he's made, but he's been in on a lot of them, and he's ruined some plays too. He's forced early pitches coming inside out on the quarterback. He's passed up the quarterback and gone on and made the tackle on the pitch man. He's played excellent football.
And it's against the Sooners.
Offside on the defense. Decline. First down.
This has been one of Coach Schnellenberger's problems all season long with these Sooners. There we are. 9 penalties for almost 100 yards against Oklahoma. That gives them better than 100 penalties on the season. And Frazier throwing left side, got his man. Touchdown! John Federal of Gregory, South Dakota at the scoring end.
Boy, he threw that one nicely. He did a nice job with that action too, Brent. They ran a little fake inside to hook the free safety over there, and then just threw the seam pattern here to the right side of your screen. They run the action to freeze the safety. They keep the safety here, number 5, right in the middle with the little action. See, he comes right down the hash. Now he comes back out right, and coming down the other hash inside the other safety, he takes it in for the 6 points. Nice play, good execution. Beat the defense that time. It was a zone 3 deep. Perfect throw, perfect call.
And Brown gives Nebraska a 30-point lead with 4-2 with its first offensive touchdown of the day. Tommy Frazier, the Heisman Trophy finalist, whoops a touchdown. And now Mills hopes to get his hands on a kickoff return. Big bounce, got it just inside the goal. In trouble, great speed, spins free. Oh, down at the 11-yard line. Mike Fullman, the return man, got down on Mills and gave him a lick.
Well, that touchdown play, it was a great call, good formation against a 3 deep. Here's one receiver, one receiver, one receiver, so they have 3 of them. He hits the seam in between the strong safety and the free safety. Nice action to help hold the free safety. Now you'll see the 2 safeties working over there, and he's right in that zone. Have to throw that perfectly, and Tommy did it.
The crowd smells blood. Sitting on a 30-point lead, and baby, do they want more right now. couple of yards and no more. You know, I saw Billy Sims, like you did, back at the hotel when the OU team was coming out. He, of course, is one of the Hall of Fame inductees this year. So Rich Glover, a great name from Nebraska, who's a great lineman back to the 70s, will also be inducted. That award ceremony takes place in New York in December. Congratulations to both of them. There are some great names, including Jim Brown of Syracuse. Right now, this crowd wants points, points, and more points. And Oklahoma battering it straight ahead to the 15-yard line. It's going to be about 3rd and 7.
They brought the linebackers from the outside that time, and Terrell Farley came all the way around from the backside, opposite the direction the play was going, and ran it down. Plus, there wasn't much room at the point of attack. That front is very firm.
Listen to this crowd, folks. This is the loudest they've been.
They're so used to screaming for the offense.
They've got a chance to embarrass an old foe. They'd get 2 for the price of 1. Oklahoma and Howard Schnellenberger, and they want them both right now. 3rd and 7. Mills has got it, first down for the Sooners, and no, he says he's down right there. He said it was on the carpet, and they're bringing it back.
It looked good from here,
Boy, it sure did, but that,
to me,
got to give the official the benefit of the doubt. He was
right
looking
there.
back in.
You give it to him, I won't. All right, make it even.
There it comes. Another Sooner punt. Hang on, everybody.
I really think, see, they only have 9 people up with 2 back. Hard to rush them and overload them with that.
This time it's Benning.
Boy, he attacks.
And he got inside the 50 with that attack. So when we come back, Tommy Frazier and the Huskers going to work with a 30-point lead.
A little pep talk there on the secondary people there, Brent.
First down. 30 points. There was another time when Nebraska scored 30 on Howard Schnellenberger, and it wasn't enough. On this day, it's going to be enough. Only the second time that Osborne and Schnellenberger have met. The other time was for everything. Fumble! Still rolling around, and Oklahoma may have pounced on it.
Oklahoma that time lined up in a defense and defied them to throw the ball to the slot man. They did not go out and cover him. They put him in a position, the defense to run. Good call by Kurt von Valkenburg, the coordinator. There was no way they could run that out there. A lot of people there. Good call. Then he just drops the football. Then he kicks it around. Scramble.
Martin Chase went and wrapped it up for the Sooners, and now it will be a first down. First down at 10. Coming out from the 41-yard line. McGee off the inside fake. Hit on the release. And it is incomplete. Out of bounds. Made the catch. The second man, Penny, made the catch. McGee is down. What a catch Penny made, but it's not going to count. He was out of bounds. And Jack Arute, breathless, has come back to Memorial Stadium. Jack?
Well, Brent, you know, we had that great Thanksgiving dinner at the Cornhuskers. So what I did is I went down to the restaurant this morning, and I decided to try my hand. Now, what do you do with turkey? How about a turkey sandwich? Cooked you up some turkey soup. Got some turkey salad. Now, that'd go good with the tortilla, don't you think, on the way to the Fiesta Bowl? But what do you do with a drumstick? Well, it's real simple. You wrap it up. You wrap it up and do what you're supposed to do. Beat the drum with it.
Jack's reaching.
Yeah, he's working hard today, buddy.
He is.
Plus, he's tired from going all the way where that fire was.
He was stretching for that one.
Got to give him credit, you know.
Better luck next time, Jack.
You don't always call a good play.
We'll hear from you again, partner.
Next week.
Go back to the writers on that one, will you? 11:20 now. Third down. McGee fires, and it was caught, but I'll tell you, they were gambling. Moore came out of the backfield.
They were locked on man-to-man, so he could jump that. As soon as they went to the straight pattern out toward the sideline, he just jumped that quickly. Nice move by Michael Minner.
Fiesta bound. All right, they're all ready, aren't they? Big one down to Gainesville tomorrow. Florida State, to see who probably plays these Cornhuskers. Ohio State trying to get to the Rose Bowl tomorrow. They get a big one against Michigan.
Nice bounce. Good punt. Did a nice job.
Oh, they bury that Cornhusker offense back there. Well, Osborne has got to be happy about the fact that he's not going to Florida for a bowl game. He was finally able to win one down there last year. You know, they had lost 7 straight bowl games prior to that huge come-from-behind win against Miami. They had a terrible string of bowl successes. But if you look back and you look at the games, they had to play Miami and Florida State frequently down in the Orange Bowl. And that basically was like going into someone's home arena. Certainly in Miami's case, it is their home arena. But Florida State had it packed with fans down there. This one not quite so tough. They'll be going to the Fiesta Bowl. Both those Florida teams, though, Coach, will be able to play with this Nebraska team, huh?
Oh, yes, they can. Sure, you bet.
10:42 now, using the fullback right straight ahead, and he is hit beautifully by Peters. Norman, he's had a great game.
He has really played, and he's, like I said earlier, he's only a junior. His 2 uncles, Tony and Terry, played in the secondary in the early 70s for this defensive football team right here.
Oh, there we are. There's the 2 games at noon. Certainly you're going to want to see. You might want to go to the neighborhood. The neighborhood pub might have them both on, or you might call your cable operators, or if you got the little dish, call them. Then don't forget the golf. My man Jacobson, he tailed off just a little bit, but he's had a great year. Haven, Couples, hope the back holds up. Watson, I guess Watson's the defending champion in skins, isn't he? Yeah, sure, got to be. 2nd down and 8. And they'll run Green, who's back in, to the 6-yard line.
Come on, one more. Get him out. Hurry. 3 stops on the play by number 45, Terrell Peters, and number 97, Kelly Gray.
So now it'll be 3rd down.
After a pick of 2, that brings up 3rd down and 6 with the ball
Need 6 yards.
line.
No sense of taking any chances down here. Totally involved in this offense. Calls everything. He's in communication with Frank Solich up in the box, the assistant head coach. Coaches the running backs.
It's interesting, Dick. They've lined it up in the shotgun back here.
With the back cheated back like that, they like to run. Now they audible. But when he's lined up behind the quarterback, they'll run with him from there. Yeah, it's the option.
Frazier, that inside little pitch, they had Green, they had it set up, and they were looking for that bubble there in the middle, and it didn't open up, so Nebraska will punt it.
You're right. He was looking for the bubble, and that's where they audible to that direction. So, but when he's lined up a little bit deeper, I noticed in looking at the game tapes that normally it's not a pass. It's one face of the running game option or that shuffle option right there.
9 straight quarters without a score. I didn't think I'd ever see an Oklahoma team go 9 straight quarters without a score.
They're coming after it.
Determined to get one. Mills. And he wraps it up at the 40-yard line. So a chance. There is Coach Snell. 8:29 to go. Nebraska 30. Oklahoma nothing. And now the Sooners with the best starting field position of the day. Past midfield at the 41-yard line. McGee from the shotgun. One-on-one coverage. Penny for a second thought he had it.
And Michael Minner, the safety moving over there, was watching the ball, not the receiver. He could actually, if he'd have watched the receiver and the ball, he could have picked that off. He was moving inside out on it all the way.
With the incompletion, that brings up 2nd down and 10 with the ball on the 40-yard line.
Jackaroot.
Well, Brent, you never like to report this. Behind me is Tracy Jensen, and she is being administered to by the paramedics here. Now, Tracy is a University of Nebraska cheerleader. During one of the lifts, when she was up on top of a male cheerleader's shoulders, she fell. They have called for the paramedics. They're going to take her away with an injury to one of the cheerleaders.
All right, Jack, let's hope that she's going to be all right. Thank you. This is more of Oklahoma crossing the 30-yard line. That would be a Sooner first down.
Good check down right there. That's the advantage. If you get the pass rush way upfield like they did, he drew them to that. The quarterback did, drew him to him, then dropped that check down off. There was a lot of space between the receiver and the linebackers that had dropped off. This defensive front has played awfully well today.
On first down, the delay with Moore, and
Man,
not much doing.
Coach,
you didn't like that.
Oh, Grant Wistrom, he's so quick. That was a defensive end. He comes up on the rush, comes around, and chases it from behind and makes a play in the hole. Excellent football player, this young man. A 3.6 student in pre-pharmacy. Playing football like that? My gosh. Not going to make many mistakes.
You got a prescription to fill. You want to call him. He's not going to make any mistakes.
You bet. I can work on my team or sell me the right drugs or whatever you're going to do.
Here they come now. Second down and 9.
Bringing the backers.
High grab over there. And that was Stephen Alexander. Stephen really yanked that one down. He's a nice player.
Yeah. He was one of the most highly recruited players in the country coming out of high school. He could do it all, friends. You know, he was actually considered a better defensive football player coming out of high school than he was an offensive football player.
Now it's 3rd and 8.
Looks like they're coming after him. Yeah, they're bringing both outside backers and dropping the defensive line out.
McGee dances away. Keeps it. Oh, did he get belted at the 20-yard line? It'll be about 4th down and 1 as Jared Tomich.
See, they brought the outside linebackers and zone blitz behind it by dropping out a defensive lineman. Now, you said Tomich made the tackle downfield. That's a defensive lineman dropping out of a pass rush position into the coverage. Here he is right here. He'll draw the block, and then he drops back out in zone coverage. Good call. Good changeup. Hard on the offensive lineman.
4th down. Coming up. And they battle for it.
I don't think they made it.
Ball carried by James Allen.
Boy, that
Wistrom again in there plugging the hole as Allen was trying to burrow for the first down. Let's take a look at this young man you like so much.
Here he is to the left screen, number 98. Just penetration. He's getting it. He's got 2 people on him. He just fights, holds ground, draws a crowd. Other people help him. That's his job. Many times you'll teach a defensive lineman with 2 people on you to drop to your knees and go underneath and submarine. He was strong enough to hold his own.
They don't get it. They give it over on downs. 5:49 to go. Nebraska leading it by 30.
Howard can't believe it. After all the good offensive teams as he's coached and seen good things happen.
Well, I wonder how many times he's gone 9 straight quarters without a score. And now Brooke Beringer takes over at quarterback. He's the senior who did such a wonderful job replacing Tommy last year when Tommy went out. This is Phillips, and Phillips is out to the 24-yard line. You watch Beringer in practice. What'd you think of Brooke?
I was impressed with him. He throws the ball very well. He's been invited to play in the Hula Bowl. He's going to do that. I think he'd like to take a little shot at the National Football League, but he really wants to be a pilot. He wants to be a commercial pilot and fly for a living. He's got his license already, but needs a lot of hours when you start thinking about a commercial license. Bright young man, and academic all conference as well.
Does he fly planes yet now?
Yes, he has his pilot's license. Yeah. Here comes the counter gap.
Phillips following the lead. Got a hole in Phillips.
that
to the
nice?
31. You know what Phillips does that you can see? He follows the block beautifully.
Yeah.
He's very patient. He knows how to run. You could see him wait until it opened up, and then bingo, he's into the hole. That's a nice looking run.
You see the big guard and tackle. Now this one's designed to come outside. It'll be coming right at us, ladies and gentlemen. Big number 67, Aaron Taylor kicking out. There's Dishman 75, and he follows those. He sets him up. This guy is going to play football for a long time.
Yeah, I think so. He's a junior
from Baldwin Park High School in Southern California. I recruited some kids out of there.
I think he'll probably go. I think most talented running backs, after they're finished with the junior class, if they're mature physically, probably should think seriously of it if they've got that kind of talent. I think anybody would tell him that. Berenger, and he dances out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Jack Carruth, how is the young cheerleader?
Well, Brent, it's good news. The doctor from Nebraska came over, checked her out. They are going to send Tracy Jensen to the hospital for x-rays. She's complaining of some bruised ribs and some lower back pain. But according to the doctor, movement in all of her extremities, she's awake, and she's a little upset that she's going to have to miss the end of this game.
All right, Jack, that's great news. She's taken off, and 4:40 to go. So Tracy Jensen, the young woman's name. We wish her nothing but the best. Nebraska behind Joel Makovica, the freshman fullback. Another first down to the 45-yard line. Now 4.5 minutes to go. Berenger hangs it. Phillips, and Phillips is to the 48-yard line. Well, there are your dual leaders in total offense and defense, and you can see how highly ranked the three unbeatens are. Nebraska, Ohio State, and Florida. Okay, time to put Dick Vermeil on the spot. Which of those three teams would you want to coach if you were playing for a national championship?
Well, I haven't seen Florida, but right now I think I'd take Ohio State.
Okay. Second down and 7. Berenger on a short drop, fires, and a diving attempt over there by Reggie Ball, the senior from Bellevue, Nebraska.
See, and I say that as a coach because you said coach. It's more my style of football in my past career in coaching football. I didn't coach a lot of offense in terms of option football. UCLA we did because when I took the job over there, they'd been running the wishbone, and we moved it to the veer.
Are you staying in town tonight?
Yes.
In Lincoln?
Yes.
Oh, you're on your own, because I think the Penn State offense could have done a number on this team that I'm watching here today. Last year,
I tell you, they were awfully good. They were awfully good.
Say they were.
Yeah.
First, but I'll see you, Coach. Let me know how it goes tonight. And the Huskers now to the 36-yard line.
They're starting to take them on up inside between the even set defensive tackles with trap plays, center blocking back, guard pulling and trapping the lineman that has been coming up field thinking about options. Jeff Makovica, Joel Makovica, two young fullbacks. One's a senior, one's a redshirt freshman. Both walked on, no scholarships.
Second down and 2. 2:50 remaining. Cornhuskers up by 30. Phillips right, cut back. And now Phillips to the 27-yard line, and that's another first down at the 2:40 mark. And of course, if time permits, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. We'll have scores and highlights from around the country. There was some good action over there.
You know, he weighs 220 pounds. They list him at 200. He weighs 220. And to be able to get up in a hole that quickly and then square your feet and dart and then keep going upfield like that, that takes a talented athlete. And boy, he has the talent.
How about the number of fans of this crowd still in attendance with a score of 30-0? They are not leaving.
They want to see if they can break the NCAA record.
And a few other numbers along the way. Berenger loses it, but he got the handle on it as he was going down that time.
Anthony Vogel, number 9, is safety. They brought him all the way up in the line of scrimmage. Oh, Kurt von Valkenburg, the defensive coordinator, putting 11 people up there. They're not going to get that record on us, he's saying. You know, so often people tend to say, well, the offensive team didn't play well today. You know, really, you've got to give a lot of credit to the defensive football team at Oak Cliff. Their coaching staff, they've done a nice job of preparing. Toughest offense to prepare
Think what
for.
this would have been, folks, if they... It's only 30-0. They hand off to Phillips, and Phillips to the 32-yard line. I love you, Dick. I love you. You can find something positive in anything, Coach.
Well, it's so hard to prepare for an option offense. It's hard to assimilate it on the practice field. You don't see as much offense like this all through the season. And for a defense to come in, of course, they had the week bye. That helped them a little bit, too. To come in and play this well and to really take away the option game like they've done, you've got to give them credit.
On third down, Behringer looking for a receiver downfield. His man's covered. Now he's going to fire it. Working it out of bounds. Incomplete. Fourth down.
Number 33, Foster Johnson, incomplete. That will bring up fourth down at 15 with the ball.
He has a good arm on him. He snapped that one off just a little far to the outside, but he snapped it off. You know, he started last year against Oklahoma in the ball game. Had a good game. 17 of 23, a touchdown pass. He could throw. This is the formation. They hit the seam pass for the touchdown, and they're trying to cover it right now the same way, Brent, but they've moved the safety over toward that slot receiver.
And Behringer out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Couldn't get the first down. Oklahoma takes over with 51 seconds and trailing it by 30.
That was the shuffle option, where he has the option of pitching it forward or keeping the ball.
Well, Dick, here are your genuine Chevrolet most valuable players of the game. You raved about Tyrell Peters on that Oklahoma defense today, and certainly Grant Wistrom of Nebraska. We're going to honor a couple of defensive guys.
Very, very deserving awards.
So Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. What happened here? They measured and they gave it to him? Wait a minute.
Hey. Well, they
I
got
didn't think
51 seconds to break the record.
Oh, hold on, everybody. Those of you that are leaving the room, come on back. No, don't go away. I hope you didn't turn the TV off.
They came in averaging 53.9 points a game.
It's 51 seconds to go. It's a handoff to the fullback, and he blasts his way. Touchdown, he did it. Oh, baby. Joel Makovicka picks it up. Judas Priest. They've done it.
A new NCAA record.
Oh, baby.
Unbelievable effort. That's character. That's character. That's not coaching. Mom and Dad gave him that. Both brothers played that hard. What an outstanding job. He got some blocking at the point. Yes, little cross block, kick out right there. Ladies and gentlemen, now he drops his shoulder right here. They're going to take him on. They think they've got him. No, sir. He just keeps right on going. Maybe a penalty. Got a little offensive aid right there.
Pushing the runner.
Isn't that exciting to see a kid play like that?
But they did outlaw that back in about 1890.
The first year of your broadcasting career, wasn't it?
That guy was pushing hard for his buddies back home, wasn't he? Oh, mercy. 30s. Stadium. Hitachi America Election Troop Division President, General Manager Jim Odden joined Senior Associate Athletics Director Al Papik in a halftime ceremony honoring former University of Nebraska player Clint Brown as recipient of a $5,000 Hitachi Promise of Tomorrow teaching scholarship. So certainly congratulations to Clint. His Cornhuskers up by 37 points now on a great run by a freshman fullback we're going to be hearing from, Joel Makovicka from Brainerd, Nebraska. Blasting his way, refusing to be denied, and now Mills. And if Oklahoma can't score here in the last 30 seconds, they'll close out a season with 10 straight scoreless quarters. That's just hard for me to believe.
You know, and when it happened the first time, and it hadn't happened in 143 games. There is one great football coach. That play is worth taking a look at again. Joe Makovecka. We've got to remember his name. He keeps him going. He keeps him pumping. They don't get his arms wrapped around, and then Sheldon comes and helps him out.
Out to the 31-yard line. And that is the freshman Jermaine Fazandi, I believe is how you pronounce it. Out of the state of Louisiana, 6 foot 237 pounds for OU. Getting a carry here.
He's a guy that's lost 70 pounds since high school to be a college running back. That's a half a body.
Well, the last regular season game for 21 seniors. And a crushing defeat for Schnellenberger. Tom Osborne will seek Howard out. They'll shake hands. Mr. Osborne has always been a class act. And Howard will attempt to regroup the Sooners and come back next year. 37-0. Number 1 rolls. So long, everybody.